Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ariel Helwani Show!
Back in your life on this Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. Hello again, everyone. I sure hope you're doing well. It is great to be here. It is wonderful to be here on a lovely yet frigid Tuesday in New York City, and there is something in the air, my friends. Yes, it is Tuesday, and you know exactly what that means. That means we have a star-studded lineup for you. Now, usually, when I say star-studded, it's like 4, 5, 6 guests. Today, it's just 2 guests, my friends. It's just 2, but both are in studio, both in high demand, and dare I say, both shall produce fireworks. In a matter of moments, we are going to be joined in studio by arguably the greatest female fighter in the history of the UFC, or at the very least, number 1 pound for pound right now. Why? Because on Saturday at Madison Square Garden, she successfully defended her UFC women's flyweight title in a romper. It was one-way traffic throughout in the co-main event. She's the pride of Kyrgyzstan. She's the one and only Valentina, the Bullet Shevchenko. She's going to be joining us in studio in a matter of moments. After that chat at 2 o'clock, grab your popcorn, strap on your seatbelt, do whatever it is you need to do, because 3.5 years later, a little more than 3 years, not quite half, but like 3.2 or 3 years after my first chat with the founder, the head booker, the CEO, the president, the everything of All Elite Wrestling, Mr. Tony Khan, we meet again, but this time it's face-to-face. I have never met him in person. I have never shook his hand. Our first interview was on the YouTube channel before we officially launched it when I was doing the side hustle thing. Much talked about interview. I said some things, he said some things. But here we are some 3 years later, and he is gracious enough to join us in studio. And I have to say, and I will say to him face-to-face, we've been doing this a long time. And usually when there's a falling out, there isn't a falling back, if you mean, if you know what I mean, like falling out, falling in. What would be the good result of falling out? You get the point. Usually there's a falling out, and that's that. And so for 3 years to pass, and some bad blood, whatever you want to call it, for it to get to this point where we can have what I hope to be a good, honest, and thought-provoking and thorough conversation. It's something that I am appreciative of, grateful for, and looking forward to very much. And I know there are a lot of you out there as well who are looking forward to it. I can't wait. I can't wait for that chat. And to make today even more special, it's a Tuesday after a pay-per-view. I feel like I've settled on this. Tuesday after a pay-per-view is the best time to do On the Nose because everything is very fresh. Obviously, everything that transpired on Saturday, from the fights in the cage to the fights out of the cage, the AJ Jake Paul news. What else you want to talk about? UFC Qatar. We had the face-offs. We'll show you those later. I also have some news to talk about regarding the PFL. Kai Kara France in the news. Stay tuned for that. Very interesting as well. We'll get to all of that and more after the Tony interview at approximately 3 o'clock. It's On the Nose on a Tuesday. ArielHelwani.substack.com is the place to be for all of that information, all of those questions. There are already a ton. There's a lot on everyone's mind from this past weekend in the world of boxing. Obviously, Conor Benn getting the win over Chris Eubank Jr., Fabio Wardley now becoming the WBO heavyweight champion after Alexander Usyk vacated the title. Joseph Parker in the news, unfortunately, for the cocaine violation. The AJ and Jake Paul news, there is a press conference scheduled for 1 p.m. on Friday in Miami at the Kaseya Center. Your boy will be there. A little disappointed with Miami right now, beating the Knicks yesterday in a heartbreaker by 2. Yes, we were without OG. Yes, we were without Jalen Brunson, but still should have won that game, had plenty of opportunities down the stretch. Nevertheless, obviously UFC going down this weekend. And there's just a lot going on. There's a lot going on. And perhaps some reaction to the conversation with one Tony Khan. WWE was at Madison Square Garden yesterday. They're at the theater today for NXT. Just a lot going on. just a lot going on. I do love the face-off. I woke up, the first thing that I saw today was the face-off between Arman Tsarukyan and Dan Hooker. I mean, this is aura personified by both of them. Shout out to Engage, getting the first look. Arman switches, fist to the face. Hooker can't be bothered. These two are magic. Those two are magic. I love everything about that fight. That fight and the Ian Gary Bilal Muhammad fight is big business. And in fact, it's so big that we'll be doing a post-show on Saturday after the conclusion of the card. It will be around 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 in the UK, 1 p.m. in the Pacific time zone. That's the west coast of the United States of America and Canada. But I feel like this one warrants it because it is the culmination of the welterweight tourney. I did see in the rankings earlier today, Michael Morales has shot all the way up to 3. He's now the 3rd best welterweight as far as these rankings are concerned in the UFC. Islam number 1. Jack Della holds his spot at number 1 officially. It's always weird to me. I feel like the champion should be 1, but I get it. Champion and then 1. I always say this. Bilal hanging on to number 2. Morales 3 over Shavkat. So what have you done for me lately, sport? Then Shavkat 4, Carlos Praches 5 over Ian Machado Gary. How is that possible? How is that possible? He beat him. But fine. One suspects if Ian wins, he will move up. Brady 7, Usman, the unofficial number 1 contender, is 8. That's Kamaru Usman. Leon Edwards 9. Also kind of interesting because, well, let's be honest. Leon beat Kamaru twice. And then Joaquin Buckley, who I saw Joaquin Buckley saying like something to the effect of like, hey, Islam, you won't dare say my name. You won't dare say my name. I don't know why he would say his name, if I'm being 100% honest. Like, I get that you have to drum up some kind of interest, some kind of, excitement, some kind of buzz. But you are coming off a loss to Kamaru Usman. So I'm not really sure why he would say his name. But I appreciate the efforts. And he is a top 10 welterweight. So I guess crazier things have happened. So let's see.
Joaquin Buckley title shot. I don't know if crazier things have happened. At this current juncture, with how many contenders they have, him coming off of a loss,
I guess
at number 10, if you saw an announcement and Dana White said, Islam Makhachev's going to defend his belt at the White House against Joaquin Buckley, you wouldn't be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're right. I always go back to the Alexander Gustafsson title shot after getting brutally knocked out by Anthony Johnson. He got brutally knocked out in his home country. You could hear a pin drop, and then he got a title shot off of that. Never thought that would ever happen. That was UFC 192. That, to me, is the most shocking title shot of all. But to your point, there wasn't a long queue of people waiting to fight the champion Daniel Cormier at that time. So they kind of had to make something out of nothing. In this particular case, I mean, we've just mentioned like 4 or 5 guys, including Shavkat, who hasn't fought in almost a year now. It's about 11 and a half months since his last fight. So yes, it is pretty shocking. Are you trying to say that he was off base with his...
I love the selling yourself. You get on the treadmill and, you won't be denied and everything. But he is the number 10 welterweight. He's coming off a loss to the number 8 where he was controlled for 15 minutes of that fight. I was in the building for it. People started leaving halfway through the 4th round because he was getting controlled so bad. I can't imagine the fate will be much different against Islam. So yeah, just with his resume where he's at, I'd be floored. I'd be stunned. I don't know if I could continue to watch the sport if he got it done.
That's it. You're done. You quit.
Maybe.
You retire.
It's tough.
We did get some breaking news courtesy of our friends over at the PFL, the Professional Fighters League, Frank, this morning. We found out that their schedule is starting to come into focus for 2026. Remember, this is their final year on the current ESPN deal that runs out in 2026. John Martin was the one who announced the news. This is courtesy of a press release that came out at around 11 a.m. Eastern time this morning. The Professional Fighters League today announced 24 total events through 2026 with 16 global events across the year, which will be available on ESPN in the U.S. In addition, there will be 8 regional events evenly split across Africa and MENA, that's the Middle East, Northern Africa regions. First 4 events in 2026 are PFL Road to Dubai, February in the UAE, PFL Madrid in March in Spain, obviously, PFL Pittsburgh in March, and then PFL Chicago in April. So what's notable about this to me is that there's no exact dates attached to this. Obviously, the Madrid thing is very notable because it's something that's been talked about for quite some time with the likes of, Ilia Topuria, his brother, and the growth of MMA in Spain. One suspects that Costello Vanstinas' first title defense will be there because he has ties to the region. John Martin did say in the video, just a reminder, we are getting rid of the tournaments as far as the global events are concerned. So none of those events will feature tournaments, but the regional ones, and it seems like they're really centered on MENA and Africa. It seems like they're moving away from PFL Europe, and that the European events will just be a part of the global events, which means best cards possible, just like the PFL Lyon card coming up in December. That features Cyborg fighting for the belt. That features Renan Ferreira against Vadim Nemkov fighting for the belt. They're just going to make the European events part of the part of the global circuit. And then the regional tournaments will be in Africa and MENA. And they didn't announce specific dates. I'm not quite sure why. I did ask. It seems like they just wanted to get some information, give people a sense of what they're doing and where they're going for the first quarter of 2024, but it definitely seems like it's a changing of the guard. It definitely feels like it's a new organization headed up by new leadership, a new voice, and that they're changing things up as far as the American and global events are concerned. Pittsburgh is an interesting spot, not exactly a hotbed. We were talking yesterday about this Charlie Brenneman-Rick Story fight when Nate Marquardt tested positive and Brenneman waltzed in on 24 hours notice. That was in Pittsburgh. That's probably like the most notable thing that happened at a Pittsburgh event. Oh, by the way, the Czech-Congo Pat Barry fight, that crazy knockout happened in Pittsburgh back in the day. That was 2011 on Versus, on a Sunday night in Versus. Shout out to Pittsburgh. Shout out to Sid the Kid as well. I did an interview with him over at the CBC. It's up now on the YouTube channel. Do me a favor, go over there, give it a thumbs up, give it a like a little like and maybe a comment or two, just like let's boost it a little bit. Let them know about what are you calling it? Like the Helwani Hive? Is that what we're calling it? Or the Helwani Hive? Is that what we're calling it?
It's called the Helwani Hive.
Is that what it is?
It is now.
What is this? Who's calling this?
I thought people were calling it
calling what?
The Helwani Hive, like the fan base.
Yeah. The Helwannabes.
We used to call it the Helwanabe Nation, but I feel like Hive has become like a cool word.
Oh, people have been saying that a lot?
Yeah.
On what? Twitter? Instagram?
Huge on Blue Sky.
Friendster.
If you can drop the links for those, I'd be happy to get them.
MySpace.
Are people still using Blue Sky, by the way?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, our boy Ben Folks is still on it.
Is that true?
His lower third says so.
Yeah. Has anyone gone on his feed and looked if he's actually
several times? I actually think he's got like a decent amount of followers. I can't even lie.
Wow.
I'm pulling it up right now. BenFolks.Blue Sky. He's doing well for himself. 3.1K followers. That's not bad. On Blue Sky.
Okay, guys, are we excited for Tony Khan or what?
I can't wait.
I'm hyped.
Tina into Tony.
The Tony is crazy.
It's crazy. In studio too.
I mean, we have actual royalty coming in a matter of seconds. The Bullet, Valentina Shevchenko, the pride of Kyrgyzstan, 37 years young, UFC women's flyweight champion. Just listen to these accolades right here. Listen to this resume right here. 9 title defenses across 2 title reigns. We know what happened in the middle. NBD. Tied with Amanda Nunes for most title fight wins in UFC women's history, 11. Most wins in UFC women's flyweight division history, 10. Most KO victories in UFC women's flyweight division history, 4. Longest winning streak in UFC women's flyweight division history, 9. Most title victories in UFC women's flyweight division history, 9. Joint 4th with Amanda Nunes, 11, Anderson Silva, 11 for most title victories. Only Mighty Mouse 12, GSP 13, and John Jones 16 are ahead of her. John Jones' 16 title victories is pretty nuts. And GL. 8 career victories via KO, 7 via sub, 11 via decision. Wins over Holly Holm, Joanna Jacek, Juliana Pena, Alexa Grasso, Jessica Andrade, Liz Carmouche, Jessica I, and on Saturday at Madison Square Garden in New York City, A brilliant win, a dominant win, a romper of a win over Zhang Weili in what a lot of people were calling one of the most significant title fights in women's MMA history, in UFC women's MMA history, in UFC women's title history. And honestly, a lot of people thought it would be very close, and it wasn't. It wasn't close at all. It was not close at all. And so here she is in the tri-state area. What an opportunity, what a privilege, what an honor to be joined by one of the greatest fighters of all time, the one and only, the Bullet, the pride of Kyrgyzstan, Valentina Shevchenko. Is she there? Is she actually there? Yes. Wow, what a great honor this is. Hello, Valentina. Wow, with the belt. So nice to see you. Okay, let's hug it out. Yes. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Definitely, yes.
Wow,
I
wow.
promise.
Can I see it?
You can.
What a great honor this
definitely.
is. Hello, everyone. Hello, Pavel. How are you? Okay, where are we? Oh, look at this. Wow, this is the belt.
This is the belt.
This is beautiful. Thank you so much for bringing it in. It's a great honor.
UC 322 in
Yes, and still.
New York, and still.
And you have where are the rubies? Oh, they send it to you, right? Oh, and they put the
So this is event belt, and
Okay.
it has only one ruby because it's like you can see here it's UC
Yes,
322 Madison Square Garden. But my belt with all rubies, it's like my personal belt. That is, every successful defense, I send my plate, and they update it with the rubies.
Wow.
So and I have
There it is, right? On the screen.
Yes, but it's like old version. Right now, it's all this side plus one more ruby
Because
from the
you've
other
now
side.
gone to 9, right?
Yes,
Unbelievable.
exactly.
I want to see, how does it look? How does it look, guys? Does it look good? It looks good, Brad? I want to make sure it looks nice. Look at that. That looks beautiful.
For me, it looks good.
Yes? Okay. Oh, yes. I'm going to put the microphone closer to your mouth.
Yeah,
there you go.
like
Okay.
that.
Thank you so much for coming in. I think in all my years of talking to you and doing the show, I don't think we've ever done it in the studio before.
In a studio, I'm very first time, and I was like very excited to see you, very curious to see how it's look inside. It feels very cozy, very
Thank you.
nice.
That's
Yeah,
what we
I
try
like
to do.
it.
It's like you're coming to my house.
Beautiful. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Where's my doll?
Yes, I was going to say that. Do you have
Where's
one?
my doll?
I don't have one.
No,
Is there a Valentina doll?
Yes, there is. It should be.
I need to buy one. I don't think I've ever seen one before.
I think I was sent like a few months ago. There is a dolls in a punching bag.
Oh.
And there is a
Valentina.
The bullet. Yeah,
I
the
love
bullet
it.
Valentina.
Okay, I'm going to look for that. I'm going to put it right here next to DJ, next to all the greats that are with us. What was it like competing? This was your first time competing at Madison Square Garden, right?
That's correct.
Did you feel the aura, the history? Did it feel special for you?
Oh, it's like when I'm competing, I'm so focused, I'm so locked into the fight that I actually in the moment, it's impossible for me to feel the moment.
Okay.
Because I feel where you try to feel it, you kind of like losing the point, the focus point, because it's same for the pilots, like combat pilots. They cannot feel the moment in the moment of the flying. They
Right.
have to be very focused on what they are doing right now. This is same for the fighters. We have to be focused on it's like feelingless, completely zero feelings. But after you look back, and you realize how big it was. Definitely leading into the fight, coming into the fight, I knew that about Madison Square Garden. It's definitely the huge arena, but still inside, this focus, it's like a block. It's like a shield, because if you start to express your feelings, emotions, show all of that, you kind of like breaking your protective shield. This is what you don't want to do during the fight, the important event.
I get it. And I'm not surprised to hear you say that. I was wondering if you were captivated by it all. I have to say this, Valentina, and this is why I find you to be so interesting. There is a mystery to you, because I feel like, and you kind of alluded to this here, you let us in a little bit, but you don't let us in all the way. And so I could feel after listening to you on Fight Week, like I was getting the sense, tell me if I'm wrong, you were a little bit annoyed that people would think that a 115-pound champion would move up to 125. There was a part of you that was feeling like the audacity of people to think that this woman is on my level. That's the way I felt. Were you out there to prove a point, and were you feeling that talk? And were you channeling that as motivation going into this fight? Because I felt like it was annoying you a little bit.
Actually, no, not at all, because
I got it completely wrong. Completely wrong.
I definitely knew about what people saying, and it's like leading to the fight. Everyone was like praising and like saying like, so like, oh, they are the same size with Weili. So Weili, she's so strong, she's so explosive, so fast, so everything. Yeah, definitely they will say it, because she was showing such amazing fights against her other opponents. But it doesn't mean that she will do the same against me.
Right.
Because me, it's not the other opponents. Me, it's me. Me, it's a bullet. And I have the like completely different like skills, speed, strength. So, and definitely people, it's for them too hard to imagine how it's gonna go and like to see the reality. But specialists, like professionals who know martial arts very good from the inside, they definitely saw the reality very clear. But from the point about being annoying, it's the same. We are coming back to the same point when I just cannot let these emotions to get inside of me.
Okay.
Because in the fight, you have to be cold-minded. You don't, like in the moment, you have to have the clear vision, what action, what decision to take in this second. It's right this second. And if you let emotions get into you, you will lose your mind. You will like commit mistakes, make errors. But in this level, when, for example, we are competing, when I competed with Weili, the highest level of opponent, the highest level of martial arts, it's like there is no right for any mistake, because your opponent of this level will not forgive this
Right.
mistake. They will use it against you. That's why it's like completely in the bubble shield, hearing what is going on outside, but not letting in inside.
Have you always been like that? Or was there a time in your life where you did let the stuff from outside the bubble, get in and affect you?
At the beginning of my career, definitely yes.
Pre-UFC or beginning of UFC?
Pre-UFC,
Okay.
way pre-UFC,
Okay.
like pre-Muay Thai, like
Okay.
at the beginning, I speak it's like 30 years ago.
Okay.
Because it's how you learn to be like that. How you can learn it if you are not experienced that. You have to like pass through it. You have to feel it from the inside, what can happen. And when you feel it, you correct it, and then you are put in the right tune.
And so you have these moments where, some people are saying this and that, and then you go out there and you completely dominate. Like it was not even close to fight.
Exactly.
There was no question.
No question.
When you were envisioning, like thinking about the fight, dreaming about the fight, game planning, did you really think it would go that way, or were there any parts that you were a little bit concerned? Because it did not seem for one moment that you were in trouble even for a second. It was as one-sided as it gets against the person who most thought was the best pound-for-pound female fighter going into that fight.
From the very beginning, like my coach, Pavel Fedotov, he was trained me in the way where this is I call the art of martial arts. When you go inside of the ring or octagon and you hit your opponent whatever you want, you do whatever you want, but they cannot get into you. They cannot hit you. They miss. They do like, this is the art of martial arts. And it was the very number one from teaching, like from my coach, from Pavel, from his teaching, that to learn how to make damage and don't receive any damage. And this is what I'm like leading to the fight. I was saying about I will show the art of martial arts, and this is the truly art, because going into the fight and hit each other like without like distance measuring, without like going. Every can do that, and it's kind of like to find out who has stronger chin, stronger head, stronger punch. But it's it's like more like physical quality. But it's not something that you are learning through the years from martial arts. And learning from martial arts, it's exactly how to control your body, how to control your distance, how to see the moment, and how to properly react. And this is like all the way through all my years of dedicated to martial arts, I was learning from my coach, Pavel.
Same coach from the beginning, right?
Very same coach from the very first
How old were you
training.
when you first met?
I was 5 years old.
5 years old?
Yeah.
And it's the same coach now?
Same coach, yes.
Who introduced you to him? And by the way, I want to fix this. I want to get this right. Go to the other shot, Andy, there. Yeah, I want to get this on camera. You deserve to have that show on camera. It's great. Look at that. It's so nice. Wait.
Yeah. It has to be on the camera.
Oh,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just too. There it is. Does it stay up? Okay, let's try
Nice.
that. Yes, that is very nice. Who introduced you to him?
So, my mom.
Okay.
My mom, and first who started to train, it's my sister under Pavel's
Antonina.
leadership. Antonina.
The pilot now.
Pilot now,
Yes, amazing.
But on the time when I started to train, Pavel, he back in Kyrgyzstan, he was already,
It's falling. Okay.
That's fine. He was already very famous coach. He was training a national team of Taekwondo of Kyrgyzstan. So it's like a bigger challenge, like it's national team. It's different sport. It's professional sport. It's all about hard training and everything. And when I started to train, it definitely was less attention to the youngest who was like running over there. But after maybe by the time when I had already like 11, 12 years, and definitely there is more, you want to train more, and I understood that martial arts it's I want to do, and I started to train it's a little bit more like deeply, and definitely Pavel started to dedicate more time to the older children.
Right.
So this is how it was. It's like what gradually was growing up. But when I was little, it was like just like training, and Pavel has to work with his older students. And sometimes, for example, his older students was training us. But for children at this age, and it's not about technique, tactic, or something like that. It's more about how their body responds.
Right. So the only thing I know about Kyrgyzstan is you and your sister and your family. What is it like growing up there? What is it like being a child in Kyrgyzstan?
For me, it was amazing. It was very good because I think for every person, home country, it's something like very specific. It doesn't matter how it is. It always will have very special place inside in the heart. And it was first of all my life. It was about trainings, and since very beginning. So every day training. I'm very grateful to my mom. She is president of Kyrgyzstan Muay Thai Federation. Still.
Wow.
She has a lot of students. Many of her students, they are Asian champion, like a medalist of championship in Muay Thai, national champions. And she's in training business like for a long time. She has a good quality as a trainer as well. But the most important that what I am very grateful to her, it's that in the beginning, she has a very strong rule that, for example, we go to the school. And it's like, I feel it's everywhere. No one asking children if they want to go to the school or they don't want to. They just have to go. And this is what's exactly with the trainings. We must be at the training session, every training session. You want, doesn't matter. You don't want, doesn't matter. You feel not very good, not very up to it, doesn't matter. You just go and do that. And this consistent, and this like that she has like very strong word, it's very influent in a good way, because when children is little, when child like they want to hang out. They
Right.
don't want to do like hard stuff. They don't want to go and train, and they don't want to do much things. But if parents force them to do at certain point, it's gonna result for a good, because by the time when a child is ready to take decision what they wanna be in the future, they already have a lot of choices. For example, they know martial arts, they know like different whatever parents learn them, and they have this ability to choose. And if they don't, by the time they are already grown up, they say, oh, what are you gonna do with my life? And then they're like, I don't know, because I didn't experience anything. I was not forced to learn anything. And now it's the age like 20,
right.
They just starting to learn things. But it's the process that they already would be like able come to with a lot of knowledge, but they lost it. And I think it's very important in the education of children. It's very important that parents will teach them to do what parents know what they do. And when the child is grown up enough, they will choose what they want to do with their lives.
I'm going to clip this off and show this to my daughter. My daughter is 9 and she plays soccer, but sometimes I don't want to go to practice. She fights me, this and that. I'm going to show her what Valentina said about you have to go. Yeah. You have to just show up even if you don't feel like it. Now your mom clearly instilled this in you. What about your dad? Your dad was in the army, right?
Yes, he was in the army, and he was...
Here he is, right over here. Look, that's your father, right?
Yes.
And that's your mother.
What do you mean?
On the right side, is it your mother?
It's Antonina.
That's Antonina.
It's Antonina.
Wow,
yes.
wow. So was your dad at home too?
So I was clear. I want to clear, like, this is my dad from the older picture in the army.
Yeah.
And my coach Pavel, me on the background, and Antonina on the side.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
Wow. So was your dad instilling this in you as well?
My mom and dad, they split it when I was like 3 years old, but we had always amazing relationship. But in our growing up process, it was more like mom's side.
Okay.
But my dad, he passed away a few years ago, and he was an amazing person, and like a lot of love between all of us, each other, and but this is how I grew up.
Okay. Did he get to see your success in the UFC?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Beginning.
Did he do martial arts also?
He did football, soccer.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was very successful in his youth. He was playing in the like Soviet Union for the Kyrgyzstan team, and they were like champions in the like very younger age.
Okay.
But that's it.
We saw some footage of you early days of your career. You're doing Muay Thai, I believe it is. This is you right here from your YouTube. Look how young you are. How old are you in this?
So if I'm not mistaken, it's about 2000. 2006, I guess.
2006, so almost 20 years ago.
2000.
This footage here. It's incredible seeing this.
Yeah, it was in Black Sea Coast and in Sochi, one of the professional fights, and where I competed like a lot. And I really enjoyed that time. And Black Sea Coast, it's a wonderful place to because we lived there for about 3 years.
That young woman, what was her dreams? Like, what did you want out of all of this? Where did you think it was going to lead to? It's
very hard, like to say and answer this question. I know it's an interesting question that everyone asking, but never I can reply on that one.
You didn't think long term? You didn't think?
No. I just was living the moment.
Wow.
I just living exactly like this day. Wanted to do my best, what I can, to win the fight, to be better. And I never knew that like it's gonna lead me somewhere. And I feel that many persons, they don't know. They kind of like can suspect or can like guide in that direction, but never know what it's going to be in the future. And this is what I feel. It's more real. It's reality. You know what's going to happen, but you are staying loyal to your past, to your way of life. And for me, it always was martial arts. And I knew that if I will be loyal to what I am doing, I will have success. I didn't know what kind of success, but it's going to be good. This is like the most what I can answer in the question.
Would it be fair to say you've exceeded whatever you thought success was, like that you've gone way further, like Madison Square Garden, UFC champion, one of the greatest ever? This wasn't really, obviously the UFC wasn't really a thing back then, especially for women. It was just the early days. Yeah. But would it be fair to say you've become a lot more well-known and famous and successful and celebrity than you ever could have even imagined?
This is what I didn't imagine, never.
Never even thought?
No, I never even thought. Even right now, it's like for me, I'm still active fighter, and I don't know what's going to be next, what like I will face like next year, how far I can go.
Right.
So for me, it's still a living process. I never stop. And I feel on this question, you can answer when you are done. Like you are done with everything and you are truly look back and start to see. But even then, the life, it still can bring like so much more. And you never know when and where it's gonna turn. So even then, it's like, who knows? You just do what you are think is right, and don't pretend to be someone else, and act like you think it's truly like right thing. This is, I think, the most important thing, what I consider the right thing.
You wear many different hats. It seems like you have many different talents. Obviously, we know about the fighting and the different forms of martial arts. We know about the dancing as well. We've seen you dance in the cage, but we found some early footage of you dancing. I think it was on a reality show. What is this reality show here?
Yeah, it's one of the...
In Peru.
One reality show, very nice and interesting. It's called Combate.
Okay.
And I was there. So first of all, it's reality show everyday live for 2 hours. So every day from Monday to Friday, you have to compete live. This is one part of the competition. What we have, it was dancing, Desafio Doble, where you have to dance different dances with your partner and compete against another partners.
Okay.
So we did 5 dances before the final. It was reggaeton. It was it's from the Greece. It was
this is incredible.
One of my more favorite dances. It was merengue, tango, cha-cha-cha, and in the final, we won first place with my partner.
You won the whole thing?
Yes.
How did you get on this show? Because at that point, you weren't Valentina Shevchenko UFC star yet.
At that point, it was 2013, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So 17, like about 15 times Muay Thai champion.
Okay.
Competing
so people
so
knew
much.
you
in Peru.
You were a celebrity
yes,
there.
Yes.
Did you enjoy doing it?
We already lived in Peru for probably 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
And yeah, definitely I fought many times in professional fights in Peru, and it was like every time interesting. A lot of fans coming, a lot of people like loving martial arts, loving Muay Thai. Yeah, and this reality was not about only dancing, but also about competing in different competition when you have to run, you have to jump,
okay.
you have to swim and do other things. So it was very intense.
And what did you get for winning? What's the prize?
It's kind of like your job. It's
okay.
like monthly payment.
Okay.
But definitely there was a prize for the this dance competition as well.
And so when you're competing now in Peru, do you get a lot of love from there? Do you get a lot of people covering it and talking about it back there?
I always feel this love from Peru, from all Latin America, from every country over there. And it's very important, and it's very nice and beautiful for me to feel that, because it's kind of some motivations that it's saying you just have to do your best thing, because people looking onto you, and they are wanna share this success with you. And that's why I'm saying that all my victory, it's not just me, it's we are all together.
Did you also live in the Amazon?
Yes, yeah, part of Peru.
What was that like?
It was amazing. It was the most beautiful time. In Peru, we lived between Lima, capital, and Amazon, Iquitos. It's jungle. It's pure jungle.
You lived in the jungle?
In the jungle, not in the city. Our place was about like 30 minutes going from the city by boat. So first of all, in over there in the jungle, you cannot get by car. There is no roads. There is only way to go by plane or by the boat.
Wow.
Yes, and even you go by plane to Iquitos, it's capital of Amazonas in Peru, and then you have to take another small boat with a long motor,
Wow.
It's a small skinny boat, and go by Amazon River another 30 minutes to get into the place where we're staying.
Why did you choose such a remote location?
First of all, always close to the nature.
Okay.
I just like loved there. It was so wild. We had so many preparation for like all kind of competition in there, and it's this feeling. First 3 days, you kind of like feel a little bit uncomfortable because the air there, it's very humid. It's number one. The temperature, it doesn't change. It's super warm all the time, during the night, during the day, and you kind of like adjusting for that. A lot of mosquitoes, a lot of like danger around like everywhere in the corner.
Like what kind of danger?
Animals.
Animals. What kind of animals?
Insects. It can be everything from jaguar, from pumas.
Oh my gosh.
To snakes like anacondas and piranhas, of course, and like everything. You have to be very careful.
You ever face them? You see them?
They are people thinking that they are like walking around, something like that. But when it's nature danger, they are very smart.
Yeah.
They don't go like that. Oh, okay, I will eat you now. No, they are also very like hidden, and if they see and hear some noise, they will hide. But I did see some when we were passing through the jungles, and they have like very like tiny and small how you call it, like passes.
Okay.
And people think that for example native Amazon people, like jungle people, they go very quietly, like it's almost no noise. But no, when they go in the jungles, first of all, everyone has machete. Every person, even children, like small, like 6 years old, 5 years old, they go to the school, everyone with machete, because they have lianas that when it's touching you, it's kind of like more you resist to get rid of it, it's gonna be more tight. It's going deeper to your skin, and get rid of this plant. It's only to cut it. It's number one, and definitely just in case you will face a jaguar on your way to the school. And
so you would walk around with a machete too?
Of course.
Okay.
And you have to make a lot of noise. When you are walking, because it's only way that all animals around, they will just hide. Just in case. This is the only way to get through that.
Did you ever get like nervous, afraid?
Definitely you have to, but in that point, you are there. If it's happened anything you just cannot do, you have to defend yourself, and you can kind of like get this feeling of, whatever happened, I will face it. Yeah, and then after 1 week, you are become so one with the nature. You are just like disappear in this everything, and you just live this life.
And what do you live in, like in the jungle? Like
we have a house. We had a house there. Yeah.
Are there people living around? Are there people living around you, or it's remote?
It was a village, definitely, but village with 3,000 people.
Wow.
Like 3,000 people. That's it, and it's by the river. And when the time that the river is high or down, because it's like season when it's high, it's down, and there is it's called balsas. It's like a floating house. Some people do floating bars, and these balsas, they are with the river going higher or lower, so it's like moving constantly. And like many times after the training, we were coming to these balsas just like few purposes: to have some food, to have some drink, to swim. And it's funny that in this spot, like people swimming in Amazonas, and here, like next to each other people, like they're fishing piranhas. Like they do that at the same place.
Wow. And how old are you when you're living there?
It was what is that, like my 20s.
Okay.
My 20s, like.
Amazing.
We lived in Peru for 8 years.
You're kind of a nomad in that you have many different homes, I feel like, and you train in many different locations. Where's your home now? Do you have a home base now?
Yes, Nevada.
Okay, it is in Nevada.
Nevada,
okay.
yeah.
And I feel like you don't spend a lot of time there. Like
Oh,
even like
yeah,
this
no.
training camp. Where did you train for this fight?
Oh, it was all kind of like, first of all, we started in Puget Sound, Seattle.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah.
So we have a boat there, and we try to go every season, summer or sometimes winter, because it's beautiful too. And this time we went for about 2 months, living on board, living in a boat, just like going from marina to marina, all the Puget Sound, all the San Juan Islands. And during the summertime, it's so beautiful. A lot of fish and salmon, a lot of crabbing, a lot of shrimping. So we were doing like everything. We had all this crab pot, shrimp pots, and when the season is up, it's like we're like there crabbing, fishing, shrimping, and it's like very fresh seafood, and just amazing to live on the water and be able to go everywhere. In the same time, always training. And when we are in the marina, for example, if we don't have closed gym, on the nature, training on the nature always, and it's like always maintain the form. But also like in Seattle and like all parts of Puget Sound, we have friends and we go train with them. So my training camp started there. Then we flew to Morocco. It's like two purposes. One, definitely train, but it was kind of like farther from the fight. And another, I was acting in the terminal list.
Oh, yeah.
So we went to Morocco, from Morocco to Thailand, to Tiger Muay Thai, my gym, what I train for like since 2014. I represent this gym. And a month over there, go back to Morocco, go back to the filming, the second part of the filming, then Las Vegas, and then El Paso, Texas, and we finished here, New Jersey.
Jeez.
Yes.
And like when you're doing the filming, is that in the midst of the training camp or is it outside the training camp?
In the training camp, yes.
Is that stressful?
It all depends. It all depends how close to the fight it's. Definitely, it's not 1 month before the fight.
Okay,
it was a little bit further. It was 2 months before the fight. Yeah, kind of like a little bit less. Less than 2 months. And no, it's not annoying. Instead of, it was so hard training in Thailand that it was very refreshing.
Okay.
And we were able to find a training gym in Morocco, Tangier Fight Club, amazing, good training partners. And I was able, like between the filming scenes, go to the training, do my workout over there, sparring and everything. Definitely Pavel was like every time taking care that everything goes smoothly and no one is injured, because it's very important, and leading the training process. He's leading the training process all the time. And this was like a fresh breeze, and with and like recharged energy, we get back to Las Vegas, and I already started the like final, would say.
Do you think that the fights against Alexa Grasso, and in particular the first two, do you think that they changed you as a fighter?
Changed? No, I would not say changed as a fighter, because really change, you have to be like less experienced. But when speaking about me, like years in martial arts, like titles in Muay Thai, back then it was how many? Seven title defense, if I'm not mistaken. So it's very hard to change yourself as a person, your approach. But definitely it showed like different sides. And but the most important is that I'm back and I'm here, and belt is here, and this is the most important.
Did you ever question whether you would get it back for a moment? Like you don't seem...
No. I was very sure.
You knew.
I knew that it's gonna happen. It's like if you look back the first fight and how it went all the way before that, like the final in the first round. So you see, there's like the difference. It's like winning all the way. It's there, like, she may be hit one time or something like that, but it was like every round, like my round. And then mistake what it's happened, and how I say, in the high level, you are not allowed to commit any mistake because your opponent will not forgive it. And happened what happened, but then in the second fight, like I showed that I am better, but circumstances like played not the way I wanted.
You should have won that fight. That was crazy. The 10-8 was crazy.
I know. It was crazy, but it's happened what happened.
Yeah.
And like whatever reason that person had, it's like it's their conscience will speak to him after years.
Yes.
But in the third fight, I knew that I just have to give zero chances for anyone to think about this possibility to repeat this result again. And I did it. So finally, even better venue, even better event, even like everything bigger. So looks like everything played out good.
Yeah, you've done that now 3 times in a row, I would say. The third fight against Alexa, the Manon fight in Montreal, and then this fight. And it's a testament to your skill. The fights are so one-sided that, as you may or may not know, some say like, oh, this is boring because it's so one-sided. Does that bother you? And what would be your response to someone who says like, you're so much better, you're so dominant that it's not exciting, it's not entertaining?
Oh, it's not exciting. Yeah.
You hear that? Do you see people saying that, or no? Is this the first time you hear this?
I'm very focused on my performance.
Okay.
I'm not focusing on what people saying and much, but I would say it's appreciate the technique of martial arts, appreciate the strategy, and they have this ability to control everything that even the most dangerous, the most fear opponent, when they're coming against you and fight against you, they looks like they cannot do nothing. This is the art, and this is the major point where any fighter wanna be. And definitely, for example, in this last fight, I was so close to finish the fight, and I felt it so close with my kicks. I felt several times liver kick. It felt like just right it. But the thing, when you're fighting with someone like Weili, that has so much power in her punches, and this feeling when she has to step back and when she has to attack, it's danger all the time, since the beginning to the end. You cannot just with the hot head just go there and I will make knockout now.
Right.
Because one mistake and you're gonna be down. You're gonna be turning from the winner into the nothing, and you don't want to do that, because you want to be you want to stay the winner. You don't want to do crazy things. You are not allowed, because you're a professional fighter and you know what your mission here, to win the fight and do in the best way. And the technique what I show in the fight, this is speak about my quality as a fighter and about all the excitement. And even in the ground, was looking all the time for the finishing. But she is not just regular fighter. I would finish like anyone, but with her, I could not commit any mistake, could not give any hole for her to get out. Because if I was working on my position hard enough to get this position, and if I will rush, I will lose this position. And who knows, I will be down and she will be on top, and then it's gonna like continue like not in my way. So this is the way that you has to control every second. You has to be aware one step ahead, and this is what I call the mastery of martial arts.
And so, and I feel like I know what you're going to say here, but I'll ask it anyway. Do you feel like that mastering of the martial arts is appreciated by the fans? Because as you know, they want blood and guts and they want the war.
Depends. It all depends. It's
do
not.
You feel it? Do you feel like your skill is appreciated? Your dominance is appreciated? It's
not depends of the because you cannot be good for everyone. Even like you can see the highest strikers, they cannot be good for everyone. They will be like two-sided, who say yes, who say no. Yeah, you have to choose what you want to do. You cannot please everyone. No, it doesn't work like this. It's not only in martial arts. It's not only in MMA. You have to choose what you are stand for and keep doing being yourself. You cannot go mad on someone because they have different opinion, or because they don't have enough experience, or because they don't see and don't they read they don't know martial arts. You cannot be mad about them. No, you know they will come to it. It will take time, but they will understand martial arts for this moment. But it doesn't matter at this point. It's like more yes than no. Yeah, and this is what is matter.
How do we repair the relationship with you and Chael? How do I figure this out? What is going on with you and Chael Sonnen? He was on my show.
I never met him personally.
I don't believe this, but he always has an opinion. He always calls you the Bullet. He always refers to you as the Bullet, and he always has an opinion on the state of your career. I don't know if you saw last time he was talking about you not main eventing and all this stuff. What is the issue here? He's a lovely guy. You're a lovely person. Why is there a beef here between you two?
The last thing what I heard from him, it was I think after or before what he said about that I am not a nice person. So this was the lesson. He said, I am not a nice person. And I was like asking all my people who knows me, they all said I am a nice person.
How could he
so
even
he's
know
wrong.
this? How could he know this if he's never met you?
You have to ask him.
I know, I've asked him.
And what he said.
I don't understand what the issue is with
what he said, what his response.
Well, I don't remember him saying the non-nice person. He said, never before has someone fought on so many cards in title fights but not main evented the event, right? And I was like, co-main event is still pretty damn good. You've done that a lot in your career. And so he kind of just talks and he talks and he talks, and it just seems like he has some sort of issue with you, and I can't figure it out.
I don't know.
I don't know if there's a story we don't know about.
I think it's something personal.
Yeah,
but
what is it?
I never met him personally.
So weird. He was here in New York. You didn't see him at the venue or anything?
No,
okay.
I didn't. So yeah, I don't know. We have to face to each other, and I will ask him what issue he has with me.
Yes. I can't imagine why he would have an issue, honestly. Maybe you guys go to the shooting range one time and you not shoot each other, but you do a competition, and maybe he'll get respect for you after he sees how good. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something.
Maybe we can use rubber bullets, yeah?
At each other.
And then each other.
Would you like to shoot him with a rubber bullet? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't like to shoot anyone. No.
But it is weird. Here you are, by the way. I mean, look at this. Where is this?
Oh, it is in Las Vegas. In my favorite, one of the favorite shooting range. So I have two favorite shooting range. One indoor, one outdoor. For indoor, I go to the 702, the range, and for outdoor, it's Pro Gun in Las Vegas. And I very like these two places, and very good spirit. And when I go in the range, and it's usually all the time, and it's recharging energy, and it's so close to the fighting because it's work both ways. It works for your reaction, it works for your speed, it works for your concentration and respect, because gun, it teach not only how to shoot. You have to control your emotions, you have to control your breath, you have to respect what you are doing, you have to think about when you're starting to shoot and when you finish to shoot, what you have to do next in turn to be safe. Because you just cannot go to the range with a gun like that. No. You have to respect what you're doing. And the sport, shooting sport like IPSC, IDPA, tree gun, it's amazing sport. It's like where you have to know how to shoot speed very fast enough, accurate enough, and at the same time be able, if there is some jams or something like that, you have to be able to fix it to continue your exercise. There is like position when you have to run, and you have to shoot from the sitting position, standing position, laying down on the floor, like from the obstacle. So it's very like moving, very versatile. It's I would say this type of competition, defensive competition in pistol, it's kind of like mixed martial arts, like MMA, universal, like complete, and it's very similar because it's have everything.
Honestly, just between us, no one. Have you ever been a spy? Is that? Come on, seriously.
No.
Never?
I was like recently in the terminal list. Yeah. I am playing super agent.
Okay.
I'm playing super agent.
Is that a departure? Like, is that you have to play, or is that kind of your life and you just are playing yourself? No?
I'm playing it.
You're playing it.
But being a fighter, it's so easy to play it because you are, I was doing the same thing. I was like...
would you ever want to do that in real life? Like when you're done?
Why should I?
Do what?
What?
Like be like that type of person, like an agent, like a spy type of person.
Why should I? I'm a fighter.
No, when you're done.
When I done, and if I done by my 50s,
yeah,
then what?
Do it.
No.
You wouldn't want to do that. I feel like you'd be so good. You're stealth. You're unflappable.
After my 50s, I want to enjoy life.
Okay.
I want to like hang out, like travel all the world.
Okay. Relax. You don't want.
Of course.
You're so stoic. You like it's hard. You don't break. You don't even bend.
I have to. This is a fighter mentality. It's champion mentality.
But you're different. You're different. Yes, there have been fighters who have been broken. You know this, right? It happens. You're fighting someone who's better than you.
Yeah.
You never break. We've never seen you falter. Even against Amanda, you're fighting someone who's bigger. We never see that from you.
Because I'm not alone. I'm not by myself. I'm not growing up just like trying to figure out everything by myself. I have amazing team that it's stand with me. Definitely all my career, my coach, he was like the best influence in technical advice, mental advice, like everything. And he showed me the way how I have to control myself. My mom, she's professional in mixed martial arts. She knows how to deal with all of that. My sister, she experienced all the same things, so she knows how to deal with that. That's why I feel that I never had to face something by myself and without this support. And this is what's important. I feel that doesn't matter what I have to face, I have that old people like next to me, stand with me.
I get it.
No matter what's happening, they gonna stay with me and they don't gonna turn their backs. In good and bad, they are here. And I feel it gives this like confidence to step in the unknown future.
So Natalia Silva next?
I don't know yet. And I don't want to think, and I think about it right now. It's too close from the fight. And I had so intense training camps, like back to back. These two training camps, almost no rest.
Okay.
And that's why I want to I want to take a good like physical and mental rest before I actually will think about when is next and who is next, because there is several options and we will have to measure everything and think what is better for my career.
Can I just ask you, I was a little surprised by one comment that I saw. I don't know if you saw this from your old foe, Amanda Nunes. Did you see what she wrote?
About?
So here's from a post on MMA Fighting. Dana White gives his immediate reaction to Valentina Shevchenko's dominant win over Zhang Weili. I thought Weili would be much stronger and do better in that fight than she did, is what he said. Then Amanda was in the comment and she said, after I beat Kayla Harrison, I'm going down to 125 and take this belt for collection too.
Oh, let's do it, Amanda. Come on, 125. Yeah, let's do it. Maybe Kayla Harrison will want to go down to 125 and do it as well. Yeah, I welcome everyone.
Do you believe her when she says this? Do you think she can actually make 125, Amanda?
Depends what she gonna do, like to make this. In our experience, she already missed. She made the weight, but then she felt 135 weight. But then she felt so bad that she said like, "Oh no, I'm not up to fight," and she had to cancel.
I remember.
The fight. Yeah.
On the day of the fight.
Exactly.
What was this? Back in 2017, and then you had the fight 2 months later in Edmonton.
Yes.
So I wonder if she can make 125, but that one, it feels like that's the one you want to get back, right? Before it's all said and done. A third fight against her?
It depends. There is like all the circumstances that have to come in because for now she likes to talk a lot, and this is like feels like secure when you're behind the wall and like no one can get. She's still kind of like in the half of her retirement, still saying that she's coming back, but nothing sure yet.
Sure.
And she feels safe to speak now.
Okay.
And that's why you cannot never trust when people speak that much in their own words. You cannot believe in that everything.
Do you think she beats Kayla if they fight? Who do you think
depends.
wins?
It will be depends. Because Kayla, she is now in her prime, and she's in her best shape, and she is strong, so amazing career in judo, now like doing this all these things in mixed martial arts. Amanda, who's like had everything, and now she was like for a couple of years enjoying the life, less training, more parties, and who know what lifestyle she had during these years, how this gonna affect her comeback if she's coming back. Still if, a lot of ifs.
Okay. Maybe you don't believe?
Before I see it?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Before it's going to be announced and something like that.
Okay,
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you think for now it's just talk?
No, I see her training.
Okay.
I feel it's more likely she's thinking about comeback. But what shape will be back? If she's coming back the same prime that she was, it's one thing. But if she's coming back just to get some money because she's run out from money, it's going to be different.
Zhang Weili, when she was asked about her future, she was non-committal. Do you think she should go back to 115 now?
It's all up to her because it's really up to her. I feel she's strong enough and has all qualities to stay in 115 and 125, and she will do like successfully in both weight classes. So it's up to her.
Okay. What do you think she does?
I don't know.
We'll ask her. Speaking of someone who might be coming back, do you think Ronda comes back? That's the hot rumor right now.
Oh, a lot of training from her. Lately, people commenting about. Why not? Why not? She's still young, and she's if she feels she can do that, it's definitely will be good for the sport.
Is that a dream fight for you? Is that a fight that you would love?
I don't think so at this moment.
Okay.
I probably at the moment, like years ago, it would be more sense. But at this point of like my life, her life, I don't think that it's make many sense. And I know from my experience, like when I'm 32 years in martial arts, and I know how it feels like when you have like time layoff. And my layoff, the most it was like not even a year, like when it was some injuries and I have to go through the surgery or something like that. But in this case, it's like 8 years. And from my experience, I would say exactly before you come back on the same level. Like Ronda competed in the highest top level. Before she come back at this level, if it would be me, I would do like several fights like lower level, just to get back in the shape, in the same competition mood, to feel this pressure, like in fighting and everything. And every time it works. it works to get back on the highest level. But if it don't work, that maybe because the most that I don't want to see like fighters like her like losing, and it's so bad, and it's like it just doesn't feel like right, because they was so high, and now they have stay high, and when not proper approach to that, it's gonna lead for the like not very good afterwards. That's why I would like, if it would be me, I would do this way.
True or false question, okay?
True or false?
It could only be true. Is Valentina Shevchenko is the best female fighter in the world?
Don't ask me that.
True or false?
And don't ask me that.
Why?
It's not for me the question. It's
in your heart, what do you think?
It's for my for my fans. It's for the people.
I think you proved that on Saturday.
This is the answer, and this is the most important. But what is like really matter for me? If you say that is what is important.
I don't think it's a debate right now.
If people said that it's what important, but I never. Will say things that I'm the best in the world, or something like that.
You think it at least? You just don't want to say it?
I'm not the person like that,
No,
because the same mentality, you are not allowed, if you want to stay at this level for a long time, not just like a flash, yeah? You just sparkle and then like go down, like everyone forget about it.
Right.
If you want to stay long at this moment, you have to have this mentality when you are not allowed these thoughts come into your head, because it's gonna play bad against you. It's gonna play against you. Once you start to think about this that way, it's gonna affect your performance. Number one, it's gonna affect your training. It's gonna affect like everything you're approaching into your life, how you behave, like everything. That's why you have to like get rid of it. If you wanna be like true martial artist, if you wanna stay in this game for a long time, you have to get rid of it. But if you are pursuing like different goals, yeah, whatever you say, it doesn't matter.
All right, fine. I tried to get you. By the way, before I let you go, I wanted to say I love the glasses.
Especially I love them too.
The ones at the press conference that you wore were very cool. And then the face off, when you see her looking at this shot right here, her looking at you like this is crazy stuff. What do you think when you see that? She's just smiling at you like that?
I just smiling, I really like when everything in the picture is just beautiful, like beautiful. Even in, for example, speaking about the pictures, many have the vision of female fights differently. They think about them the same as a like male and female. They have the same picture beauty style, but it's not correct thing, because if, for example, on a picture, on a photo, we see a man like furious, like with a vein in his like in the neck and all like big and something like that. It looks good on a man, but it doesn't look good on a woman. And this is the most important what I wanna spread into the world. You have to have this feeling. Even when you're like posting a picture of female fighter, you have to bring some motivation for other female fighters. Be the same way, strong, beautiful. They like control the body, how the movements, how the pressure, how the power, everything. It has to reflect in the picture, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be, because you can take a picture of anything in the good way, in the bad way, and you like kind of like scrolling through them, and you choose the best what you want to post, right? You don't post like, I don't post every picture what I have in my phone. I just choose the ones that I think is the most beautiful. And this is the most important, that through the pictures, through the videos, we spread the beauty of athleticism, the beauty of sport body, especially where we are speaking about female fighters. It has to reflect the the most beautiful qualities, the most beautiful side of a female fighter. And this is number one. I feel this is the most important. But like speaking back about glasses, I love them.
Yes.
I love how they look. I love how they feel, because they feel so one.
Yeah.
It doesn't fall. You feel you are not restricting in the movement, and definitely when I see myself in the glasses, I feel that I'm like a super agent.
Yes, you
are.
Like
I can do everything. Superpower.
I love it. I love it. What a delight this was. Thank you so much for coming in. Honestly, a huge honor for us, a huge privilege. Thank you. I know you're very busy, so thank you for taking the time. So great to have you in here with the belt. Congratulations on all your success, your dominance, your victories. It's amazing to still see you do this after all these years at the very top of the game. So well done to you. And again, enjoy this and enjoy your time off now. I hope you're able to relax and they don't bother you to come back for at least 5-6 months, right? A little break.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Valentina. All the best. Congratulations once again. Thank you to the team. We're going to take a quick break. We'll say goodbye to Valentina. We'll be back with Tony Khan live in studio. Do not go anywhere.
We're doing a curtain jerker special.
That's Bam Bam Bigelow power.
Just want to see him let them hands go and just fucking fuck somebody up. What's the security gonna do?
Know. You guys are taking it too far.
You ready?
Born.
You Queens boys are built different.
I enjoy eating tacos and watching fights. Once it's handed to you, you eat it. You don't fuck around. No pause on that. 'Cause this is everything in my life that I want.
Get a close up of these knuckles right here.
You did knuckles?
You're getting next level with it.
UFC 322 Fight Week. The promotion is back at the Garden with an absolute banger. For a card this good, in a city this great, we had to make a call to the king. Me, Rick, Frank, we've tried our hand at food in NYC, but there's one man. Our white buffalo, our white whale that knows this city and its food better than anyone. The Don, Johann Sebastian Baklava, Bronsalino. It's Mr. Action Bronson. We're hoping Queens, so Rick could have an excuse to show us around his stomping grounds, prove that it isn't what we think it is. But we're awaiting his arrival right now. We don't know what we're gonna do. He's got a day planned for us. We're just going with the flow. We're starting at Burrito Suarez. We'll see what happens. Fight Feast, episode 30, the big 30. Let's go.
Connor goes around and he showcases food from the main card's homeland.
I know you love the prelims. I saw Chepe Mariscal, who reps Mexico.
Well,
curtain jerker.
That's a way to connect it beautifully.
Yeah.
I like that. We're doing a curtain jerker special. It's never been done. We've never done a fight feast for the first fight of the entire card. No one's gonna be watching but the fucking trues. The true and tried.
The thing that made me most excited about this is that you sent me the 3 restaurants.
Yeah.
I had never heard of any of them.
Well,
that's exactly what I wanted.
When did this place open?
2 months ago.
So how the fuck would you know? I mean, are you hungry? What did you come here for? You came here to eat or
I haven't
what are you
eaten
gonna do?
anything yet today.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing? You ready?
Yes. Born.
On a typical day filming Fuck That's Delicious, how much you eating throughout the course of the day?
I'm trying to stay trim and thin. I worked out today, but then we're gonna do push-ups.
You for real, push-ups in between each one?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, sir. You think that I could ask for the children's version where you cut it in half, please? Thank you. You ever get your slice cut child's version? Yo, come on. Next time you go to a pizzeria, get your slice cut the same way a child wouldn't eat it like that.
All right, what are we going with, green or red?
I think you try regular straight up first, and then we hit it with sauces. So take a little baby bite.
All right.
Just the corner.
Bean and cheese.
The feel of these tortillas is unbelievable.
It's just pillowy.
Perfect.
Feels like fucking Auntie Annie's when you're in the mall, like Cinnabon. Something so everyday to somebody else is so mind-boggling to another. 'Cause this is everything in my life that I want.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Fresh tortillas. We watched them. They already got stacks of tortillas now. We watched her make the very first one this morning. Beans and cheese and meat. You add it to the tortillas. It's simply unbelievable. We got Bronson here. Anything I say is just going to pale in comparison to what he's saying. I'm out of my element.
This one, I
My
definitely don't add
gosh.
salsa to.
Goodness gracious. What are you stuffing it with?
Queso panela.
Queso panela.
Yeah.
Has like 700 spices in it.
3 days in it.
You said 3 days?
Yeah.
It's
Whoa.
worth it, man. This is unbelievable.
Whoa.
And we're making 66 quarts at a time.
This is for real next level.
Okay, back on the program. That was my, well, not my conversation. It was our conversation. It was Fight Feast NYC, the movie. It was GC heading it up with the great Action Bronson. It was Fight Feast / or X, or what is that sign? I don't know what it is. FTD?
X?
Yeah, I think it's X. That was great. That's on the channel right now. I made an appearance. Action made an appearance. Rick made an appearance. Casey made an appearance. Rick made an appearance. I think it's the best one yet. So go check that out if you've missed it. That was Valentina Shevchenko, my conversation with Valentina Shevchenko, the reigning defending UFC women's flyweight champion. That was unbelievable. I enjoyed it. It was great to see Pavel. And now, without further ado, I know a lot of you are looking forward to this. I know a lot of you are very excited about this. I am as well. Without further ado, for the first time ever in studio, for the first time ever face to face, an opportunity to speak with the founder, the CEO, the head booker. The guy, the man in charge, the face of All Elite Wrestling, the one and only Tony Khan is here in studio. Is he in fact here? There he is. The one and only Tony Khan. Wow.
Thank you for having me.
It's a great pleasure.
It's a great pleasure
Honestly,
to see you.
Please,
Thanks,
please.
thanks for having me.
This is unbelievable.
This is great to be here.
I have, okay, we got you a mug, but I'm going to take that mug so you don't
This
have
is
two
yours.
mugs.
This is
mine.
yours.
This is mine.
Thanks for
Honestly,
having me.
It's kind of surreal to see you here.
It's great to be here. I've always thought this is one of the best lit shows.
Oh, thank
and
you.
I love being here. I think I saw Darby and Ricochet, and they looked fantastic. They always look cool, and your lighting makes people look awesome. So thanks for having me here on your great set.
This is amazing. I have to say, never in a million years did I think I'd have you in studio. Certainly not in the last few years. So it's great. And I do want to thank you because, as I was saying at the top, I think we got off on the wrong foot. I think in a previous life, we're actually really good friends. We're around the same age. We have similar interests, pro wrestling, football, soccer. Weird things happen. And I've been in this business long enough to where you get on the wrong foot with someone, you're never able to repair it. And so for you to come in here and talk to me face to face, actually, I think says a lot about you. So much respect. I really do appreciate it. I think it's a testament to who you are as a professional.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, Ariel, and I really appreciate you having me on. It's great to be here. I have enjoyed your interviews with some of the great AEW wrestlers. Like I said, I enjoyed seeing Darby on here. I enjoyed seeing Ricochet. And even though he's not a wrestler in AEW, I enjoyed your interview with Maven, and I thought some of the things he said were really nice. And then after seeing that interview and seeing some of the stuff you've been doing recently, I really wanted to come on, and thank you for inviting me.
I appreciate that. Thank you. How is life?
It's been great. I think I'm really excited right now. I was just watching in the back England U21s playing Slovakia. Josh King, who's 18 years old, is a great young player for Fulham, scored for England for the U21. So it was nice. A lot of great things happening in football. The Jags with a big win Sunday. And this is a huge week for AEW. We've got AEW Full Gear this Saturday night on pay-per-view. It's going to be a great event. It's one of the biggest AEW shows of the year. And it's going to be a big week of TV. Tomorrow we have AEW Dynamite, Wednesday Night Dynamite. It's a 3-hour show. It's on TBS at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And it is actually a 3-hour live show. We're doing Dynamite and Collision on the same night in Boston. And it's going to be a great, great event. We've announced some big matches, and there's more to come. It's always exciting to do a live show, but it's especially big when we get to do a 3-hour show. And being a pay-per-view week, this is kind of one of the biggest weeks of the year in AEW. So I thought it would be great to do something noteworthy to promote it, and it seems like people are really excited to see us talk.
Yes, absolutely. And you're in our backyard as far as Full Gear is concerned.
Yes.
Prudential Center, The Rock, Newark. You were there last year for this event, and this is one of your sort of tentpole events, if you will.
Yes.
Darby in the main event.
Well, Darby and Pac is one of the big matches.
It's not the main event.
It's one of the top matches.
Okay.
Hangman Page versus Samoa Joe in a steel cage match is a huge world title match. Mercedes Moné, the TBS champion, wrestling the world champion, Chris Statlander, for the world title in Chris Statlander's backyard. That's one of the huge matches. Pac versus Darby is absolutely one of the big matches coming out of that Blood and Guts match.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed your interview with Darby, as I said. And
what a character, this guy.
What
he poured
person.
water on his... I'm still not sure why.
That's not even in the top 27 crazy things I've seen Darby do.
Yes, I bet. But I enjoyed his vibe very much. I wasn't quite sure what to make of that moment, but a very eccentric guy, a fan favorite. I think a lot of people are wondering when he'll be able to like take that next step to be the guy, you know, to get the belt, to be the face of the company. Do you think he's close to that or not quite yet?
I think he's absolutely already one of the main faces of the promotion, and I've always felt really strong about Darby. Darby is one of our top wrestlers, and he's been with AEW since the very first show, and really it was our first summer of events where Darby came in, and he's, like you said, he's an impressive person inside and outside the ring, and the chances he takes inside the ring are only matched by the chances he'll take outside the ring. He's an absolutely crazy stuntman. He takes insane risks, but he also really loves wrestling. And I'm sure you saw that when you talked to him.
Oh, yeah.
He loves it. And he's a great professional, but I absolutely think he's already one of the main faces of the promotion. He has not been the world champion in singles yet, but he's been the TNT champion and a huge, important face of our media rights partnership, but also as a world tag team champion, he was undefeated with Sting, and Sting's run in AEW is one of my favorite things we've ever done. I grew up as a huge Sting fan. If I had to guess, I bet you grew up as a Sting fan.
I enjoyed him. He wasn't my favorite. That man was my favorite. That man right there,
Yeah.
Bret the Hitman Hart, was my favorite.
Bret Hart was one of my favorite wrestlers too, and I was a huge fan of both of them. Sting is one of my all-time favorites. And to be able to have Sting come and say, I want to keep wrestling and I want to come to AEW and I'll do kind of whatever you want. And he never said, I want to go undefeated or have that run. He never asked for something like that. And he didn't know Darby well yet either. And I introduced them, and it was this pair. They clicked so well in the ring, but they've become best friends out of the ring too.
Wow.
And if you could see them planning their matches, planning their moves, and putting ideas together, it's such an incredible partnership. And, you know, two different generations, and there's even a generation of wrestlers in between them too, which is kind of amazing. You know, they're very different in a lot of ways, but their similarities brought them together, and it's a bond that exists outside the ring. But obviously Sting and Darby in the ring were a great team for us. So Darby has been, to me, already a face of the promotion, and he would be a great world champion too. I really believe that as well.
Is there ever a point with Darby where you feel like it's a little too crazy? Like some of the stuff through the glass, and it's just, sometimes I have to admit, I'm a hardcore fan too, but like I'm like, why put yourself through that? Do you ever feel sometimes like it's a little bit too much with him?
I think he's really a brilliant wrestler, and also he takes these chances, and I think normally they're very calculated chances. The one that I thought was too far, and I would say this to him, and I have said this to him 100 times, so what I'm saying to you is, in Sting's last match with the glass in Greensboro, off the ladder through the glass, that was so much. And that was the one where I thought maybe it was too much, and it wasn't exactly what the way it was described. It was pretty brutal. And that was the one after where I said, I think you're so brilliant about these chances, but this is the first time ever where I thought probably it was too much. But it was also the greatest night in the history of the promotion, and he took a huge risk, and it worked out, and they won the match, and Sting and Darby finished as an undefeated team, and Sting retired undefeated in AEW as a World Tag Team Champion. It's my personal favorite night ever of all the wrestling we've ever done, and Darby was such a huge part of that, but that was a big risk to take for sure.
What is your line with the stunts? Like, you know, like Moxley stuff, and what is there a line for you? I know some fans say it's like a little bit too gory. So do you have a personal line?
It has to make sense, and almost everything we've ever done, I thought it made sense. And the things that, if there were ever a few that didn't work out, I thought, well, that probably didn't make sense to begin with. And that's why over the years, I think we've really refined the process. But we have such great wrestlers that 99.9% of the time, I always think everything they do is awesome, and I agree with the choices they make. But sometimes there's stuff that seems like it's pushing it, and absolutely the chances that the wrestlers take on pay-per-views or a big night like Blood and Guts. They sacrifice and they do so much, and that's what makes pro wrestling so great is you have wrestlers that are willing to sacrifice their bodies for the fans with no off-season, 52 weeks a year, and then push it even further under these kinds of circumstances. So everybody on the AEW Blood and Guts show in particular, I thought, really set a great example of that. And also, thankfully, everybody's come out of it okay. You know, it has a potential to be a career-ending match with its hard-hitting situation, but thankfully, everybody's good.
You know, it's so interesting because I was going through I was watching an old video of you and Forbes. They did a feature on you back in like 2022 or 2021, and you say like, I'm the CEO, I'm the founder, I'm the book. You go through everything, and that's a lot for one person if they don't have the Jaguars gig and if they don't have the Fulham job and everything else that you're doing as well. And so now, as far as AEW is concerned, you're still the head booker. Is it just you? Are you the judge and jury, or is there a committee? And if so, there's always questions, I think, as to like who's in the committee. So could you tell us like what is the sort of state of the booking process right now?
Well, I put the shows together, and this year I feel like I've been especially hands-on at every episode about every aspect of every segment in a way that I was in Daly's place in the pandemic. And at the beginning of the year, I kind of said, since the last year's holidays, that I was going to step back and look at it for a moment like I did 5 years earlier. And Christmas 2019, I had said, you know, there's a couple things that I knew might not work, and I did them against my best judgment. So why would I ever do that? Don't ever do that. And it's like a diet. You do your best to stick to it. Nobody's perfect, but like, you know, every once in a while I still might do something against my better judgment, but I kind of told myself, stop doing things against your better judgment. So even in January, and it was the same exact thing too, where in January 2020, there were one or two things where I said, why did I do that? I said I wasn't going to do that, but then kind of caught myself, and I did that again this year, and I really felt like it's been a lot like the shows like I would have put together in the pandemic, where I come in with more of an outline of everything I want to do, but I also like hearing everyone's ideas and I utilize them. So I feel like we have a really good group of people. It's evolving and changing, and the one consistent thing is there's one person that's at all the shows, and it's me. And that's the thing, is there's not any other one person that goes to every show. Okay. There's 104 Dynamites and Collisions, because now that there's Dynamite and Collision, there's 2 shows a week. Wednesday nights, Dynamite on TBS, and now HBO Max as well. Saturday nights, Collision on TNT, also on HBO Max, like this Saturday, but it's on an hour earlier for the tailgate brawl. Well, the only person that goes to all those TVs and the pay-per-views is me. There's not one other person. There's a lot of great people that help out, people that work in different departments, wrestling, creative, and they could be coaches, it could be senior figures. I have great people who could contribute ideas, like everybody from Bryan Danielson, who's an all-time legend in wrestling, but also has some great ideas, and different people on the staff. And it's a great group of women and men, but among all of them, the only person that goes to every TV is me. So I have a pretty consistent idea of what I'd like to do, but also whoever's in the room of coaches and staff that day, I will talk to them and hear out their ideas, but it might be a different group. It's kind of like, do you like Ghostbusters?
I used to, yeah.
You know that scene in Ghostbusters? I always think of it this way, and this is pretty convoluted, but this will give you insight into my thinking. There's a scene in Ghostbusters with Ray and Winston, and
is this the original?
The original Ghostbusters, and they're just driving in the car down on the bridge here in New York. And it's Ray and Winston. And then I realized, and I'm like, you know, that's not the two that you always see together. It's just like shifts, and like you get different pairs of people. And like, if that makes sense, like, you know, you might see Ray with Egon, or you might see him with Bankman, Bill Murray, or with Winston. But it was like, it's different shifts. Like, you know, the whole movie, it hasn't just been Ray and Winston, but they're in the car now. This is their day. This is their shift. Dude, within every group of people, there's subgroups, and it's not always the ones you think when you see the people walk and stand together. So I have a different group of people at almost a different combination of people than I did at the beginning, but I think there's been a common thread and a consistency. And I like that from show to show, because I feel like I have a good sense of what AEW is, and I am a fan of wrestling, but also since I've been here, I feel like have, through the years, followed the fans. I like to stay in touch with the fans and hear what they like and don't like about the show. And I feel like 2025 in particular, I think we've done a really good job of listening to the fans and putting on a really good show, and I would say that start to finish so far, we're in November. I think as far as doing the TV every week and the pay-per-views, this is my favorite year of shows personally. Okay. And everybody, it's cool thing about wrestling is it's all opinions. But for me, as far as how many great matches and how consistent everything's been and how happy I've been coming out of the events, it's my favorite year yet.
You mentioned HBO Max. That deal started a couple of months ago where your pay-per-views are available on HBO Max, which is very cool. As you know, UFC's deal on pay-per-view is coming to an end, right? With the Paramount Plus, that's a huge, so they're now going to be on Paramount Plus and it'll just be their numbered events, but not behind that extra paywall. Do you think we will ever get to a point, because you're one of the last ones left now, AEW, right?
Well, yeah.
Will we get to a point ever where maybe it'll be behind a subscription paywall, the pay-per-views, but not that extra price to get the actual show? Do you know what I mean?
I'm not sure. It's a good question. I think with AEW, something I've been really conscious of and have tried to stay consistent with is maintaining great prices for families or friends to come and watch the shows at an affordable price to be an AEW fan. And I think we've done a fantastic job with that. So it's a great question. Now, the pay-per-view price for AEW has been consistent from day one. It's the same price it's always been to order the pay-per-views.
What is it?
It's on cable and satellite, it's $49.99, and now you can get the events, lots of outlets that we've added over the years for that price for $49.99. Amazon Prime, YouTube, a lot of great places that are great partners, but our media partnership that really drives the engine that is AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery.
Okay.
And so we're on TBS every Wednesday, we're on TNT every Saturday, but also now this year, and I talked about how it's been this awesome year, a key thing that really felt like a switch that got flipped even more than usual to start the season, so-called, in AEW this new year. There's always a great energy at the start of the year, the calendar year in AEW, because the records reset. It's a fresh start for the wrestlers in a new season. But also this year, it was the beginning of putting the shows on HBO Max. Now the pay-per-views are also on HBO Max, and it's only been a few months of this, but it's really been working out very well, and it's also great for the fans because it's the lowest price. It's $39.99, and if you're an HBO Max subscriber already, that's a great deal because you're saving $10 a month on these great pay-per-views. We get great satisfaction from our fans on our shows. It's really means a lot to me because I was a kid and my parents would not let me buy every single wrestling pay-per-view. So I really appreciate whenever people do put the money in for every show, and that's why I try to put so much into every pay-per-view and make it feel like you really got your money's worth out of this show. And especially now with on-demand DVRs and the shows being available to stream, you can always go back and watch them again and again. And I see some of your wrestling posters and pay-per-view posters, and again, these are shows that I would watch again and again and again. So I hope and believe that the AEW shows are like that with the pay-per-views we put on. And so to your question, I think we have a great model right now, and we just signed a great media rights deal that I think even the most stringent analyst would say is a really strong deal for AEW, the company, and makes a lot of sense for us. And it also shows the faith that Warner Brothers, TBS, TNT, and HBO Max have in AEW.
Do you have any concern about the future of WBD? There's some talk that they're going to, have a new ownership. Even yesterday, I saw that Saudi Arabia interested in purchasing them. Do you have any concerns about how a new ownership would affect your standing, your deal with them?
Well, I feel really great about AEW's relationship with Warner Brothers Discovery, and I think it's a great situation for us that we're one of those strong franchises, like I said, on multiple channels and properties where AEW's clearly very strongly figured in. Just as an example, we've got the huge pay-per-view this Saturday. It's presented by DC as a presenting sponsor, which I think is anybody looking at Warner Brothers would say that this is a really important part of the portfolio, DC. And for DC to be sponsoring us and also the kinds of collaborations they're doing with us. We partnered on Dynamite episode 300 the week before AEW All in Texas. There were ads and collabs with the stars of Superman, with stars from AEW. There's been some great partnerships across DC now doing comic books with AEW, with the big stars from AEW crossover in comics. And we did a panel with DC at New York Comic Con. And then also DC now, for the first time ever, presenting an AEW pay-per-view, and it's this Saturday. So we're becoming a bigger and bigger part, AEW, as we've grown, and now it's been 6 years of AEW. We've continued to become a bigger part of the Warner Brothers family. So I feel like no matter what happens in the future, I think we will be a really important part of that family. And also for different media properties, thankfully, because I'm on the NFL Fan Engagement and Major Events Committee and have had a lot of experience in football in the NFL and in the Premier League, and now with AEW, dealing with a lot of media partners. I have strong relationships with almost every media property out there. You know, thankfully, the NFL is and continues to be the strongest media and sports organization, in my opinion, in the world.
Yes.
And the NFL is in a really strong position, and we deal with a lot of these great partnerships. My dad is basically any committee I'm not on, my dad's on, and he's involved in probably about half of the NFL committees, and there's very few and far between that he's not involved in some way, whether it's business ventures and all the different finances and every aspect of the league practically he's involved in. So he's really, really built such an amazing thing, and I'm so lucky to be in the position I'm in, but also I've learned so much from him. And I have to say that, you know, he's built these great relationships, and now with AEW, I built a lot of relationships, and between the two of us, we've engaged with almost every media property and have great relationships. So I think that's going to continue. But most importantly, for AEW, we've got a great relationship with Warner Brothers Discovery and the leadership right now, and that has put us in this great position for AEW.
I was thinking of this earlier today. I do believe off the top of my head, the only major combat sports entity right now that does not have any sort of business relationship with Saudi Arabia. UFC does, WWE of course does, in boxing, Matchroom, Queensberry, Top Rank, Golden Boy, they all do. I think you're the only one. Is there any particular reason for that?
I can't speak to that. I'm not sure. I didn't realize that, but it's interesting. And no, I think AEW, we've got great partnerships. We work with probably some of the same media partners you do, but no, I'm not sure why that would be. But
just a coincidence.
I guess it would. Okay. Yeah, but it's interesting. I never thought of it like that till you said it.
Okay. You know, something that I was really curious about, and I hadn't really heard you asked about this, so would love to hear your thoughts. It is very clear to me as an outsider that when you're putting on a big show, WWE tries to counter-program it. How do you react when this happens? Do you think this is being done on purpose?
I do think it's done on purpose, and I understand it, and it's part of wrestling, and I think we've seen a lot of it, but I think other wrestling promotions that have been the challenger wrestling brand in our lifetime have seen a lot of it. Jim Crockett Promotions, which was the forerunner to WCW, saw a lot of this, and Jim Crockett Promotions ended up having to sell the company to Ted Turner, who then made a great run. It took a while. And really, if you look, Ted Turner took over at the start of 1989, and the strongest run came over 6 years later, almost 7 years later it started, really, when business peaked and took off their peak years. So it's interesting because as a challenger wrestling promotion, you've got a great opportunity, but it's really hard. It involves tons of investment to build up to be a true, strong challenger, and that's why we took the risk with AEW when we did. I do think that we've seen that kind of counter-programming in those things, and I understand, and looking back at wrestling history, kind of expect that. And
does it frustrate you?
I think it's okay because for us, it's always worked out, and we're in a great position. So it hasn't ever been a thing where it's cost us anything. And even when you do something like AEW All in Texas, where we do the show in the afternoon, it really worked out for us great, and it was one of the best days in the history of the company. So
you don't take it personally? You're not like, can you guys just leave me alone? No. Can I just have the day for myself? The one in Toronto, right? You put it earlier in the day because they had the ESPN debut. And so, you'd have to be an idiot to not think that this is being done on purpose. UFC used to do this with their competition back in the day. And so I was just curious how you react internally to this.
Well, it's very interesting. I think that it's something that is a part of the wrestling business, and I definitely don't take it personally. I think it's no more personal to me than it was towards Jim Crockett, or even maybe less so than it was with Ted Turner, or similar amounts as with Ted Turner. But definitely, I think all of us have seen that kind of counter-programming and could speak to that. And certainly with AEW, I'm very proud that we continue to really run strong and be that great challenger brand in pro wrestling. AEW is where the best wrestle. I really believe that. And I think we have the best roster in wrestling today and the best wrestlers, and put on the best shows like this Saturday.
My impression, I look at a lot of things, I listen to a lot of things. I feel like there's a lot of these like YouTube pundits, especially like the old timers, so to speak, and I hope they don't take offense to this, but the guys who have been there, done that, who feel like it seems to me like they have an axe to grind with you.
It's interesting because...
Why do you think this is?
I don't know. I think
you know what I'm talking about, right? Like
sure, I do.
Cornets, the Bishops, like every single video, if you type in your name, it's never complimentary of AEW or yourself.
It clearly does engagement for them to talk about AEW, because you wouldn't spend such a large percentage of your real estate and you wouldn't devote such a large percentage of your content to talking about AEW unless it was engaging. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a 100%. Smart strategy.
Why do you think they do it so much?
Well, we're ongoing. We're putting on wrestling 52 weeks a year, and people want to talk about current events. And right now, AEW is a huge part of the wrestling landscape. We put great shows on. Tomorrow is a Wednesday night, and we're going to have a great Wednesday night Dynamite tomorrow. And I think that any given week, you can count on there's going to be AEW putting on new content to talk about. And we're one of the major wrestling brands that people are going to want to discuss. And a big part of the wrestling landscape is AEW. So I think
100%.
People want to talk about the new wrestling, talk about the current wrestlers. And as I see all this stuff here, I want to try and get some AEW. I'm going to send you some AEW stuff.
I appreciate that.
We'll put that. We'll hopefully make that part of the set, because you're a big wrestling fan.
Yes,
you got wrestlers and great memorabilia. I might try to get a Jaguar even up here with the Buffalo Bills.
Let's not get crazy about that.
Okay, but this
got
is great.
Forrest and the Bills. You can't. We actually were playing you guys end of December at Craven Cottage.
Yeah, we've had some great battles over the years with Nottingham Forest and with the Buffalo Bills.
Is it fair though? Is it fair? Like, do you feel like sometimes they hit you below the belt?
I don't want to. I think that is the business strategy. I think that's a pretty consistent business strategy of WWE that has not changed with the ownership change. And so,
okay, so that's WWE. So I'm talking about the pundits, like these guys who are analyzing every single move, every single creative decision.
I think it's ironic coming from Eric, because Eric sat in the position and he was making a lot of great moves, and Eric had a run that is unbelievably successful when you look back at what he accomplished from 1995 to 1998, and it was unbelievable. And he still did some good things in those other years, and he did a lot, and it wasn't like everything he did in 1995 and 1998 was 100% perfect 52 weeks a year, but he did some really incredible things, and the sum of his accomplishments is unbelievable, and he still talks about it to this day, and 83 weeks is something that is synonymous with Eric and his brand, and it's the name of his show. It's incredibly impressive. I also was one of the wrestling fans as a kid when I was like 11, 12, 13 years old, who was critical at times of some of the things Eric did, but also appreciative at times. And I was more balanced than other people, but I understand what it is to be a wrestling fan and to have certain things you want and expect out of a wrestling show. I think that Eric did a lot of those things, so he has a really good understanding of what it is to be on TBS and be on TNT and put on pay-per-views and work with the executives at Turner. Even some of the people who've been there for 30 years have worked with both of us through different administrations, which is incredible.
Wow.
So I talked to him about that at times. So I do think for Eric, I respect...
Recently or no?
It's been a while, but not that long. And I I respect his opinions. And I think he talks about AEW a lot because AEW's on every Wednesday night, every Saturday night, and then it gives them good content to talk about. So I think in his case, I think it's interesting because he spends a lot of time talking about AEW, but I think he's also cognizant that there were a lot of media personalities and former wrestling promoters that had strong vocal opinions of him. And I'm not trying to say that I've done more than him or I think that one thing that was cool this year was when we hit a milestone that's not a round number, but episode 289 of Wednesday Night Dynamite is remembered as one of the best ones. We're going to be in Boston tomorrow. We're back for Wednesday Night Dynamite, and it's going to be a great show tomorrow. And the last time we did Dynamite in Boston, before tomorrow was Spring Breakthrough in April. And it set a huge accomplishment for us. It was such a big thing that I sent it to even top Warner Brothers executives who were really happy with it, because I actually think it was probably the best week of media coverage that we've ever had until I came on your show today. This has been great. But now this is going to be a great week for AEW. But the last time we were in Boston before tomorrow's show on TBS and HBO Max is something I'm really proud of, because it made us the longest running primetime pro wrestling show ever on TBS or TNT, and that includes the great shows that they put on. And
he gave you props for that.
He did, and it meant a lot to me, so I appreciated that. So thank you for bringing that up. I thought that was really cool, and so it's mixed opinions, right? And everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I also think Eric's in a unique position because he was in the chair, and he did have to make a lot of decisions, and he also knows that you can't go backwards, you can only go forwards, and you can only learn from the things you've done. So I'm very fortunate, I think about it all the time, to still be in the chair, because you can make a mistake, and if you make a series of mistakes and you go down a wrong path in pro wrestling, you can end up in a place that nobody comes back from. And look how many people in pro wrestling went down that door of making a mistake after mistake, and then they were gone. And sometimes it's not their fault. It's due to extenuating circumstances you can't control. But I'm fortunate that if I make a mistake, that I've always been able to go back and look at it, or figure out what can we do to make the next show perfect, or make sure I don't do that again, because I really think that course correcting, making sure that we are always on point for the next show, is a really strong aspect of AEW. I think that's part of the consistency. And, on the one hand, I could say I've only been a wrestling promoter for 6.5 years, and I've only been booking and producing wrestling shows for 6.5 years. On the other hand, that's one of the longest runs anybody's ever had.
Sure.
So I've been fortunate to learn a lot of things, and I'm fortunate that tomorrow I get to do another one, and Saturday I get to do another pay-per-view, and I'm never ungrateful for that. I'm always very grateful to the fans who watch the shows that we're still in this position.
Speaking of the fans, there's always a lot of talk about ratings, about attendance. Honest assessment of where you're at right now from a ratings perspective and attendance perspective.
Thank you for that. I'm very excited. We're coming off of an awesome event this past week and awesome ratings. We had a great week. We were one of the top shows on cable.
Okay.
And this year...
What did that do? I don't know the...
It was... so I don't have all the numbers of the DVR, and I don't know the streaming numbers. You got to remember that we have a lot of fans who watch on HBO Max now. But on TBS, it was 600,000, and it was, in our time slot, one of the top shows, and it ranked somewhere in the top 10 on cable for the entire night. And in its time slot, I think it was along with ESPN and Fox News, TBS was one of the top 3 channels. And it was also, to me, if you add in what I would believe we have on our streaming audience, more people watching than last year's Blood and Guts. And our audience this year, our cable...
You know what the streaming numbers are?
No, I don't have them.
They don't tell you?
No, I don't have them.
Okay.
And I honestly don't know how many people would have watched, but knowing that it was our most watched show in months on TBS, I would expect it was probably our most watched show in months on streaming. From what I've seen in sports, we don't get every streaming number from every game with all the data, but I do know from the NFL that there's a healthy and growing audience that watches the events on streaming. So I think that TBS is still our kind of bread and butter on Wednesdays and TNT on Saturdays, but I think that's a growing part of the audience, especially in the younger demographics. What's been really exciting for us is at the beginning of the year, I was thinking that there was a possibility, okay, we have this audience at the end of 2024. I was here in New York for the holiday shows. We're coming back again to do Christmas Collision and Dynamite on 34th Street around the holidays.
Yes, Hammerstein, right?
At Hammerstein.
Yes.
They were great events last year, and they really set the stage to come in and have this great year we're having now. And, looking at it back then, I was thinking, okay, well, the new year's about to start. This is uncharted territory. We've never done the simulcast. We've never done Dynamite live on Wednesday. It's still on TBS, but now we're also going to have people watching on HBO Max. Collision's still going to be on TNT, but we'll have people watching on HBO Max. My thought is we're going to have some new viewers that have never watched before coming on HBO Max. We're also possibly going to have some cord cutters that have been away from cable coming back to AEW on HBO Max. But I was prepared for a possibility that there could be some erosion or cannibalization of the cable audience, which did not happen. It came out the other way. in Q1, Q2, and Q3, if you look, our share went up and our total audience went up.
Okay.
So we have this really great success story. Now, it's interesting because we don't get the same kind of numbers. In Q4, there's been this big change in the Nielsen system.
Yes.
Which is why it was great to see this huge number we did last week for us, because it was like, well, that's the best number we've done since the change. And so clearly there was a great response to it. But also Collision the previous Saturday had done the best number it had done since the change in this system. So we're seeing good response, and we've really closed the gap. It's kind of like in the pandemic. If you look at where AEW is as a percentage of the WWE shows, this is really one of our strongest runs. And if you look at where WWE is, say the audience of Dynamite compared to SmackDown, for example, or Raw, this is a great time for us. And you would say that along with some of the peak times in AEW, this is right there as 2025 right now, what's happening, that the AEW audience as a percentage of the competition is about as good as it's ever been. And with the streaming audience, like I said at the start of the year, I wasn't sure if the cable audience, where they would go. And actually with the cable audience at the start of the year and then again as the year went on grew. So that was pretty exciting. And so from the first 3 quarters, that's the case. And now they track the data differently. So we'll see how this goes. But we're in the 4th quarter, and so far it's been this awesome year.
I'd be remiss if I don't ask you about the CM Punk story. Do you have any regrets about how that was all handled? Obviously, he came on the show, there was that big interview, and then you guys played that footage. Looking back, are you at peace with how it all played out, or do you wish things could have been done differently?
Well, there were so many things. So like
the playing the footage. Did you think that was the best move in response? Because it felt like that was in response to the interview. To your interview. That's what it felt like.
It's interesting because I do think that I didn't necessarily agree with the description of how it all happened.
So that was your way of showing like
no,
this is
not
our side.
not necessarily. And by the way, I really think you're a great interviewer, and I very much appreciate it because we've had a very very good interview, and I think I've been very good to answer all the questions
you
so
have.
far. And now you've got me where I'm enjoying talking to you so much. You've really got me hooked in. So I want to answer your questions, even the challenging ones. And I didn't necessarily agree with everything that was said in that interview about how things happened, but also it's a TV show, and it did a very strong number. And if you look, it was...
Are you talking about the video response from you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
So for many reasons, I think that it made sense, and it was a thing that was advertised, and it got a lot of attention that did a very strong number, and also it's in the eye of the beholder. Was
there anything he said that you want to now refute?
I think the tape spoke for itself, and I think that I didn't agree with how it happened, and obviously it was a major part of why things were no longer able to continue with us, even though I would have liked to have been able to. And it's clear that I wanted to reconcile and do those things. And
you wish that maybe like by him leaving and then showing up on WWE like 2 months later, that was a huge boost, right?
I think really for us, we've had a great run for 6 years. And if you look at the time before Phil came to AEW, we were having a great run and we had some great times together. But we've been on a great run, and we're having this great year right now with this roster. And I think this is the best roster and the best AEW locker room. And it feels like in and out of the ring, the combination of them, this is the best we've been. But I also think that we had great times together. And it was clear when we started doing Collision, I wanted to reconcile and find a way to still do those things. And I guess that wasn't possible. But I didn't necessarily agree with everything.
Did you learn any lessons? Because one of the things that he said in that interview was that, like, you know, and I hope you don't think this is coming from me.
Sure.
I'm paraphrasing that, like, you know, you don't stand up as a boss. You let people kind of like walk all over you. And so that felt like an indictment on you as the leader of the company, which is what you are. And so I'm wondering what your response would be to that.
I don't agree with that, but I also think that everybody's entitled to their opinion, and that's feedback, and it's fair if that's how he feels. But I didn't agree with the description of the way things played out, and that's okay. And that's all in the eye of the beholder. Just like the whole situation, if you see the way it came out, it all was in the eye of the beholder, and that's okay. I think AEW is doing really well right now, and I'm really happy with what the people on the shows are doing. And it wasn't the first time that he and I disagreed about something, and it may not ever be the last, and that's okay. but I had tried to reconcile, and I wanted to find a way for everybody to be able to work together, and that didn't work, and that's okay. And it seems like everybody's happier and doing better right now. I know in AEW right now, everybody's really happy, and it feels like this is the best the locker room's been since the Jacksonville lockdown days. And we had over a year of shows. And I said at the beginning of the year, I wanted to bring that mentality to every show for everybody, that either how I put it together or the way we all interact or the way we all just sit down and are straight with each other and don't let the distance grow, because in Jacksonville, it felt like the locker room was super, super tight. And then we became nomads again and we went on the road, and it wasn't like that. And this year it really has been, and it feels like this is probably the closest it's been since the beginning of AEW. And then we took that spirit of the very beginning of AEW and became even more tight-knit, living in a bubble together, doing shows in a bubble together through the pandemic and putting on shows every week together, never stopping the shows. And that's how I got close to the UFC and Dana White, because...
Are you guys still close?
Yeah, we are.
You still talk?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
We do. And I talked to Dana still, and I saw him recently. We sat together at a football game. We are both friends of Dan Lambert, and we both sat together at the Miami Hurricanes game.
That's right.
I went to watch a game with James Gladstone, the GM of the Jaguars, and Tony Baselli, who's legend, Hall of Fame NFL player, and executive vice president of the Jaguars, and the three of us went to the Miami game. And Dan invited us, and we were sitting with Dana.
That's amazing.
It was great.
I love to hear that.
It was great.
Unfortunately, we're rounding 30 here because I think you're very busy.
No, I'll stay. Whatever you need.
Okay.
Whatever you need.
This is such a rare opportunity to speak to you. You're the guy at AEW, and there was a lot of questions that came in about the status of certain big names in the company. So can I ask you about a few people in the company? There was the story with Andrade who showed up, and then he was taken off TV, and the reports were a cease and desist, that he wasn't able to be on. Can you clear this up? What happened?
Okay, so far I've answered every question.
You have, yes.
And
you've done a great job.
I'm batting 1,000.
This has been a 180 from the last one.
Well, I appreciate that.
Nothing frustrating today.
I appreciate that, and we're doing a great job, and I want to try to keep it going.
Yes.
I think the world of Andrade. I had a great experience with him, and he left on the best of terms.
This is back in the day.
This was the original time.
Yeah.
And now, when he said he was free and made his one-night appearance, I was thrilled to see him again. And anytime he's free and whenever that is, he is absolutely always welcome in AEW.
Did he misrepresent his status?
I can't speak to that.
Fair enough.
But I really, and it's the first time I've said that to you, but I do appreciate that. And it is an interesting situation that I am going to keep an eye on, but I absolutely think the world of Andrade El Idolo.
What's the state of Chris Jericho's relationship with the company?
Chris Jericho is somebody who's in AEW and has been with us from the very beginning. He's been away from us for a bit, but
since April, right? His last appearance was in April.
Yeah, and he's somebody that's had, even this year, great matches with Bandito, somebody that's been a world champion for us and was really, at the very beginning of AEW, absolutely as key and instrumental as any individual in the launch of AEW. And I love Chris personally and professionally. I just reached out and wished him a happy birthday recently. I'm very excited about everything Chris has done in AEW, and he continues to be with us. And, he's always
Is he going to be back?
I can't speak to that, but I love having Chris in AEW, and he's always welcome. The door's always open for Chris to come in.
What is the reason for his departure for now?
It's a very good question, and it's some of it comes down to just working out the dates. And
is his deal almost up?
I would rather not get into that, but also I respect you asking about it, and if I could give as much information as possible to try and keep a very constructive dialogue.
Do you think we'll see him back in AEW?
I hope so. I absolutely hope we'll get Chris back in, and a star like Chris Jericho, you negotiate a certain number of dates, and Chris has always been really great about being one of those wrestlers in AEW that when he's in, he's all the way in. And if you think, he's always really been a full-time part of the show.
Sure.
And at first, when we started, we talked about finding ways with Chris and Fozzy and his band to keep him involved because he was such a central figure as the original AEW World Champion, as Le Champion. So there were times where Chris would have videos in Dynamite or make appearances. Even when he offered John Moxley my dad's car, that was actually my dad's car, to join the Inner Circle, in Jacksonville. Chris was actually on his way to the Tokyo Dome, and we had filmed that over the holidays, knowing Chris was going to be going to Japan. So he filmed this video that we played for Mox to watch after the Mox versus Trent match in Jacksonville on New Year's Day. And then Mox himself then left for Japan right after that. But it was Jericho was wrestling Tanahashi and got over early to do media. And that was on the Tokyo Dome in 2020. And it's amazing to think now here we are almost 6 years later. And Chris has been a huge part of AEW from the very beginning. And we started out early like, okay, how can we find ways to, keep Chris involved if he needed a week or two off. And then pretty soon Chris was just here every week and wanted to be here every week. And we love having him. So if we can work out all the dates and all the things, I would always love for him to be here. But he's one of my favorite wrestlers. And certainly he's as instrumental to the launch of AEW as anybody.
What's up with Britt Baker?
Britt Baker is somebody that I love and respect, who's also been in AEW from the very beginning. And she had been away at times for health reasons and she had some injuries. And I'm just looking for the right time with Britt. And I've had really good talks with Britt, who I really, really like. I think Britt's a great person in and out of the ring. She's so impressive to have somebody that went to medical school, earned their degree, is practiced, and also has wrestled at a high level and juggled all these things. I think it's really impressive. And as somebody who juggles a lot of jobs and a lot of work, I respect Britt's work ethic a lot. She's also a great wrestler. So I would love to have Britt back in AEW, and Britt is going to be back, I really believe, in AEW, and I hope soon. But it's going to be the right situation for her and everybody involved, and I want to make sure she's 100%, and that's important to me. And I really care about the health and well-being of all the wrestlers. And in Britt's case, I think she can come in and still be a huge part of AEW, and I expect she will.
Did WWE ever ask to use Adam Copeland as part of the John Cena retirement tour?
No.
Is his deal up at any point to where he could be used?
I mean, you never say never in wrestling, because I would imagine they could always extend that date past the end of the year. But no, Adam's going to be here with us through the year, and he's really a huge part of it. There was this big push
because they're bringing, like yesterday, they brought back Dolph Ziggler and some other, Matt Cardona came back last week, and so there was this big push for him to be the last one. But obviously, he's under contract with you. I was wondering if there was ever a conversation about that.
Adam Copeland is a huge part of AEW, and I have so much respect for him, and I really, really like Adam a lot, and I'm glad to have him here, and he's away filming, but he's with us, and he's going to stay with us.
MJF, when do you think he'll be back?
I expect Max to be back, hopefully very soon. Okay. Max is somebody who has been a huge part of why this has been a great year, and even though he hasn't been available every single week, I think he's done some really great things in and out of the ring this year. And if you look at what Max accomplished with Happy Gilmore 2, he's had some amazing matches. Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. And it was really one of the marquee performances to where I can go into almost any office in Hollywood or any entertainment office, and people have seen the movie and know Max's role, even if they don't watch wrestling, which speaks to how successful that movie was, how big of a role that was for him, and how great of a job Max is doing as a crossover star. But he's also wrestled at such a high level. And if you look at his matches, first of all, I want to spend some time talking about how great, because I mentioned him at the very beginning when we were running down the Full Gear card, but I haven't gotten to talk a lot about somebody who's been a huge part of the success of AEW this year, Hangman Page.
Yes.
I briefly mentioned this Saturday, Hangman Page versus Samoa Joe in the steel cage match. I could also talk a lot about Samoa Joe and how huge a part of AEW Samoa Joe is. But MJF and Hangman had a great match at Revolution. They had a great match at Forbidden Door. Their rivalry was outstanding, and MJF also had great matches with Mark Briscoe, and was involved in a Casino Gauntlet match at AEW All in Texas, and some great matches in addition to this starring role in Happy Gilmore 2 that was really good promotion for him and for AEW.
This is great. Everything's very transparent. I appreciate it. I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you are as well. I'm just firing away names, so I hope you don't mind it.
No, this is good.
I'm not trying to be confrontational or anything with this. What happened with Ric Flair last week?
Ric
I
Flair.
saw him post a thing apologizing for having to leave and not, he was advertised, right? So
he was at the show. He was at the show.
Yes.
So for anybody who bought a ticket and thought they were going to see Ric Flair come out, he did come out. Ric Flair He tore his rotator cuff. The AEW doctors had looked at him because he had a fall and torn his rotator cuff. He's a little bit older now, but he's still in great shape. You see videos of Ric Flair lifting weights and working out, and he pushes himself really hard. He's still a good athlete. He's still a great athlete. He's deadlifting 500 pounds and doing these crazy workouts. And Rick had a fall, and he came in and he had an injury, and the doctors he had torn rotator cuff, and he said, I really feel terrible. And I said, Rick, I don't think you should be going out and doing anything in the ring or even getting into the ring. I think like maybe you and I just go out at the start of the show. And he said, honestly, he was in a lot of pain. He might be good for him to go home anyway. And so what we did is Rick and I went out and said hi to the fans before the show started. Okay. It's blood and guts. So I introduced Rick, and obviously with this big 2-ring double steel cage match and everything that comes with it, the fans were going to get really amped for this. So I thought a great way to pump the fans up, we had a trailer that we had played online. It was a 3-minute video. So for any of the fans in the arena that hadn't seen it yet, we played that video, and Rick and I went out and said hello. He said he really loves being in AEW, and he thinks the world of the AEW wrestlers, and great to see the fans. And then we queued up the video. But Rick was in a lot of pain, so I didn't know when we had advertised he would be there that he was going to have a torn rotator cuff. I think it actually happened right before the show. So then I thought, let's just let Rick go home early, and for the fans here in Greensboro, he's going to go say hi. And then in the event, he really was not in any shape physically to go out there with a rotator cuff. And he also took the sling off to go out there, but he was in a sling, and he didn't want to go out in the sling, so we just went out and said hi, and then he put it back on.
What happened with Miro?
Miro is a great wrestler, and he was great in AEW. He was the TNT champion, and I think he and I just had, at times, different visions of things, but that's okay, because everybody's entitled to different opinions and different ideas, and really that's what this all is. It's different ideas, and we just kind of drifted into some different ideas of what we thought we should be doing, and that's okay. And I think he'd worked in WWE before, and that clearly was a good experience for him. So he clearly was excited to go back, and he did go back. So I wish him the best, and that's what he's doing now. But that must make sense for him, and that must be why he wanted to do it.
Do you have, or did you have any interest in Killer Kross?
I have not spoken to him in many, many years. And
I thought he was a layup for you guys.
It's
given
interesting
how that all played out.
That's interesting. I'm not sure. I like Killer Kross. It'd be interesting at some point to talk to him again. It's been a long time since I've talked to Killer Kross, and it would be interesting.
So when he became free, you guys didn't chat?
I haven't yet. He did some stuff with Darby that I was involved with Darby in terms of clearing the schedule for Darby to do an independent match with him here in New York. Yep. And they did a match, which I was involved in that, and Darby and I were actually at the Comic-Con together that day promoting DC, AEW Full Gear, and the comic books with AEW in DC. And Darby went right from the Comic-Con panel where he assaulted Mox.
Yes, I remember that with the glass.
Got a lot of attention. He smashed the glass pitcher on Mox, Mox is so awesome, and he did so great on that panel. I mean, to have somebody like that that's such a great champion and a great ambassador and a great leader, we're so lucky to have Jon Moxley in AEW, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say that. But Darby also is so important, and their rivalry has helped fuel us. And
wait, Killer Kross.
We like
Killer Kross.
I like him, and I went that night. I had a lot of things going on, and I actually wanted to go see his match, but Darby had to be hustled out, and we still had events. So Darby left early to go do that match with Killer Kross, which was great that he was able to do both things. So I didn't get to see him that night. That would have been a great chance to connect with him.
Okay. We make this happen?
Yeah, he's great. I think he's tremendous. He's
him and Scarlett are a great duo. I think they've got a great thing, and they were red hot towards the end, were they not? Were you surprised that WWE didn't sign him?
It's interesting. I mean, you never know what's going on with different wrestlers and different wrestling organizations, so I can't speak to that, but I think he is very talented, and Darby said he had a great experience with him, so it would definitely be worth reconnecting. I mean, we get so deep in our foxholes and thinking about the different things we're doing, and sometimes I get so laser focused on one thing, as you can see, that I think about those things, but at some point, he's definitely a great name to think about.
Okay, I'll ask you one more name. Will Ospreay. When do we see him again? What's up with him?
Boy, I love Will Ospreay. So Will Ospreay is such an amazing part of AEW. And again, talk about somebody who's contributed to why I think this has been a great year for us. He was a huge part of last year. And this year, before his injury, he was just wrestling, in my opinion, at the very, very highest level. And that match with Will Ospreay and Hangman Page to determine who would win the Owen Hart Foundation Cup and who would go on to All In Texas to wrestle Mox for the world title. Hangman won the match, and Hangman versus Will Ospreay, I think they're both great challengers and two great stars that you can build a promotion around. And what a great night Double or Nothing was, I thought, and what a great main event they had. Will Ospreay is somebody I'm glad you asked about. He's recovering from the injuries. I talk to him regularly. He's doing better.
Is it a neck?
It's a neck.
Yeah.
And I think he's been pretty open about it. So I don't want to talk out of turn about somebody's injuries, but Will's been pretty open that he's on the recovery. He's on the mend. He really appreciates the support from all the fans around the world. And Will Ospreay is going to be back in AEW, or I think hopefully earlier next year. I can't say exactly when, but it'll be next year.
That's good
And
news.
I hope it'll be in the first half of next year.
Okay.
And he's one of our great stars, so I think it is great news because certainly when Will Ospreay's on the shows every week, it's great for us.
I lied. One more name, Adam Cole.
That's hard. That's hard. Adam Cole, I love so much, and I think Adam Cole's such a great wrestler, but also he's a really good friend. And it was very, very hard when I got the phone call the morning of All In Texas that Adam Cole was not feeling well. And he's had injuries, and it's no secret some of the injuries he's experienced have been head injuries. And it was terrible when Adam Cole had the ankle injury, and when he needed time to recover, it was just, you don't want to see him in so much pain, but also it could have been, that alone could have been a career-ending injury, and he was out for over a year. And he came back from that, and he was wrestling at such a high level. And I was really excited about what Adam Cole had done in 2025 to work his way into a top position and become the TNT champion. And it was a great comeback story. And I'm just glad that he was able to tell us when he didn't feel good about wrestling anymore. And
Do you think he's done?
I think it would have to be the right situation for Adam to wrestle again. I think it's at least possible that we would keep Adam as part of the family. But I want to get to where he feels good about traveling and doing things every week again. But I've been open with him that when he's ready, there's always a role in AEW for him. He had been a commentator at times, and he's been one of the hosts of the shows. He's great for that. He's a great talent. He could be involved in a lot of things. And if he ever did want to wrestle again and it was the right situation and everybody could wrap their heads around it, so to speak, I think that it could make a lot of sense. But if anything involving head injuries or serious injuries, I always want to look at it and evaluate, does this make sense? And is there an opportunity to do this safely where it's going to be a good outcome for everybody?
What is AEW Shockwave?
Well, it's just an idea. I file lots of different names and ideas of shows and things like that. And that was a name that I actually at the time did not know anybody else had used. And I had a really...
You know why I love that word, Shockwave? You know what it reminds me of? Pride FC back in the day. You know, Pride was the dominant... They were the WCW to the UFC's UFC or WWE, and they were the number one, and they had a show called Pride Shockwave. And so when I heard that you trademarked Shockwave, it brought back all these nostalgic feelings from the old MMA in Japan, and so I was wondering what you were going to do with that.
I'm probably not going to do it. I had a really nice talk with Billy, and Billy Corgan, who owns the NWA. I like Billy, and even before I became a wrestling promoter, I had met him, and I think he's just a great artist, and I like him. So when I talked to him on the phone, I said, if that's a show that you might do again, and because NWA had done a Shockwave, I guess Pride had done it before them.
Yeah.
But then NWA had done a Shockwave, which I didn't know at the time when we filed it. And then I talked to him and said, if that's something you want to do and you did it first, then you can do that. That's fine. And he said, oh, that's great. I appreciate that. So that was nice.
Did you talk to him about the national title as well?
I did.
Yes.
I had a great talk with him about that. Which was to say...
that will be introduced this weekend, right?
Yes, it will be. And again, I have a lot of respect for him. I like the NWA, and I like Billy a lot personally. And what I told him is, this is going to be our really for AEW, this will be an AEW championship. It's a new lineage. And I think it's cool that Billy's been able to keep the legacy of the NWA alive, and that's an operating promotion. And this is an AEW championship. So a lot of wrestling organizations have been on TBS over the years. And AEW now, I'm really, like I said, very proud. Dynamite, we're on for over 6 years now. And one of the companies that goes back and has a history also going back in the 1980s would be the NWA through the territories and the promotions who operated through Jim Crockett Promotions. And when Jim Crockett Promotions and Georgia came together, because Georgia Championship Wrestling is another one of these promotions, and then the companies that existed after that. And the national title, it's a different national title, but there hasn't been anybody that was the national champion on TBS since 1986. So this will be a new national title, a new lineage, as Billy and I were talking about. But we had a really nice talk, and I enjoyed talking to him about it. And I told him, there are things we do that are tributes to the history in wrestling. But in this case, this is a new title with a new legacy, and he gave me his blessing for it. And it was a nice talk. And, it's good when the promoters can reach out and just connect about things. So the Shockwave, if they're going to do a show called that, and I said, if you've done it before me, that's yours. But I also didn't know that Pride had done it.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
I thought it was a tip of the cap to those days, but I guess, okay, we'll keep it on ice.
I don't know 1% of what you do about MMA.
It's all good.
I'm not a super expert. I'm a fan and I like it, but I'm not the big expert who knows everything about MMA.
No, you are that guy in wrestling. And that's your thing.
But you like both, and you're an expert on both. But it's cool. I've gone with Mox to UFC, and he knows everything.
Oh, yeah.
We sat in the front row, and he knew everybody and told me everything, and the backgrounds of the fighters and who trains with who.
There's a lot of similarities between MMA and wrestling with the storylines, the good guys, the bad guys. It's just not as overt, but it's all right there, and everything is copied, and now they're under the same umbrella. I promise I'll let you go in a moment, but this has been a lot of fun. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have as well. Ring of Honor and a TV deal for them. What's interesting, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but WWE has a deal with Netflix, with CW, with USA, with ESPN. Is there any real estate left for Ring of Honor?
Yeah, absolutely. And at times there have been opportunities to do things for Ring of Honor, but I think they have to make sense. We did this insanely awesome, great media rights deal that's so good for AEW, and I'm so happy because I think we deliver really great value, and it gets great value for us, which is the perfect media rights deal. We have the perfect partner with Warner Brothers Discovery, and we did this deal where it set up Dynamite, Collision, and the pay-per-views. And is there room for Ring of Honor? I absolutely believe so. And there's been good conversations with us and them. I've had other media partners reach out about doing things with Ring of Honor and other companies that we have never worked with. So
it's possible.
Yeah, but I think it has to make sense for everybody. And also, the most important relationship for AEW is always going to be Warner Brothers Discovery, between myself and David Zasloff and the leadership there. So anything I do, I want to make sense for everybody. So I have actually rebuffed other offers at times from outside, and if we do it, I would love to do something with Warner Brothers Discovery, but again, it has to be a deal that makes sense for everybody, and it doesn't necessarily have to be exactly as big as the AEW deal, but it's still got to be pretty good. And it's got to make sense for everyone. So we've never been able to find the sweet spot, so I think it's perfect to do what we've been doing, to focus on the sweet spot we have right now with AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery. And then for Ring of Honor, we have a nice service. We've been having a really good year with Ring of Honor, and people that watch the shows would attest to that, because there's been a really good support. And I think there's been a sentiment this year, more than in the other years that I've owned the promotion, more than any year since the first year when there was no TV, when it was just pay-per-views, and everyone was like, wow, this was just 3 awesome pay-per-views this first year. People loved that. And then people thought maybe there was the first year, I think if people loved the 3 shows. You have to say so much of it comes down to when you have the Briscoes FTR trilogy across the 3 shows. That's a big chunk of it. But there were so many other great moments, including the arrival of Samoa Joe at the end of the very first show. And he's such an important figure, including to this day, to right now in AEW. And those shows people love, but there was no TV. So across the shows of AEW, I had a lot of Ring of Honor involvement. People probably thought that was more than they'd like. So now there's a lot less of that, but Ring of Honor has its own show, and you still see appearances and the stories flow together. And there's wrestlers that appear, whether it's Athena, who's been an amazing women's world champion now for almost 3 years in Ring of Honor, or Bandito, who was the Ring of Honor world champion before I even owned the promotion. and was a great face of Ring of Honor. And then when he came back and returned to AEW, it's a great thing because he's the Ring of Honor world champion, but he's also an AEW tag team champion. We have these people that are involved in the AEW shows. Now Mercedes Moné is the interim Ring of Honor TV champion, and she'll be wrestling
this weekend.
Well, she'll be wrestling tomorrow to settle the Ring of Honor title before her match this weekend. That's the kind of schedule Mercedes wrestles. We have Dynamite in Boston tomorrow. It's a 3-hour Dynamite and Collision. So on that show tomorrow, on the 3-hour special, Mercedes is going to wrestle Red Velvet, who is the Ring of Honor TV champion.
There's the poster right there.
And she's been out injured. There's going to be this great tag team match we see, Timeless Tony Storm versus Mina Shirakawa. Timeless Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa versus Alex Windsor and Riho in the quarterfinals of the tag team tournament. That's going to be a great tag team match as part of this 3-hour special. But you asked me about Ring of Honor. Mercedes actually beat Mina Shirakawa, who's in that match, to win the interim TV championship. Red Velvet, the Ring of Honor TV champion, has been out injured. She did some great things for us as the champion and continues to be a great champion, but she was out injured. And we've had a great partnership with CMLL, top Lucha Libre promotion. They've been around for over 92 years. And this year, our most watched event and one of the most successful AEW events ever was our first ever show in Mexico with them, AEW Grand Slam Mexico.
Right.
And we had an ROH Global Wars event that coincided with that. That was a great, great event. And we saw some of the top stars from Ring of Honor involved in the CMLL shows. And Red Velvet's done a great job representing AEW and ROH in Mexico. She got injured. She's back now. She's going to wrestle Mercedes to settle the ROH TV title tomorrow. And that's before Mercedes wrestles for the AEW World title this Saturday versus Chris Statlander. And like you, I'm a big Statlander fan. I think she's tremendous. I think a lot of the AEW fans who've been watching from the very beginning really like to see Chris Statlander succeeding and thriving as a world champion. And I think that Mercedes has got a huge match Saturday, but I think it's really commendable that she takes on this schedule, fights people all over the world, and she's got this big match in her hometown tomorrow versus Red Velvet. That will be a big Ring of Honor match on AEW TV, but there aren't that many huge ROH matches like that. We don't normally settle the championships on TV. This is a huge occasion for a match like this one or weeks ago on Collision when Bandito wrestled Mascara Dorada. If there's a huge, huge match, maybe I'll put the Ring of Honor on AEW, but most of the Ring of Honor matches are focused on the Ring of Honor TV. And the fans who watch it have been saying that they think this is the best year of the Ring of Honor shows. The pay-per-views have really delivered, and just looking at Bandito's portfolio, some of the best matches in wrestling this year have been Bandito's Ring of Honor matches, whether it's Bandito versus Takeshita in Dallas, Bandito versus Hechicero in Philadelphia, his matches in Mexico versus Mascara Dorada, the match he just had a couple weeks ago versus Mascara Dorada, the rematch.
It's amazing how you rifle off all this stuff. It's you live and breathe this. I do want to ask you about this. I had Matt and Jeff Hardy on in July, and I asked them, like, what do you make of this WWE TNA partnership? And Matt said to me, like, let's be honest, it's to hurt AEW. Do you view it that way as well? That's the way he put it.
I really like Matt and Jeff a lot. I like Matt and Jeff a lot, and I loved working with them when they were in AEW, and I still love Matt and Jeff very much. I
don't think it was malicious.
I don't think at all.
But do you think that that's the impetus?
I respect that opinion a lot. I think
you agree with it.
I think it's probably true, and I respect that Matt said it, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. And I think Matt's a great guy. I think Jeff's a great guy.
What do you make of that? The fact that they're so tight now.
It's interesting. I think it's a very interesting collaboration, but I think Matt hit the nail on the head that it makes sense, and AEW is a very strong challenger brand, and it's not that unusual. Like,
you take it as a compliment, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I remember when WCW was starting to do better and Smoky Mountain Wrestling was running shows in Georgia, that Vince McMahon called up Jim Cornette and sent a bunch of the WWF wrestlers to Smoky Mountain Wrestling to help
history repeating itself,
compete with WCW. So I do think, like, when you have a strong challenger brand, it's not that unusual to see the WWF collaborate with another company. We saw that with Smoky Mountain there, and in Memphis, I think, did some of the same things to compete with WCW shows. So it's not that unusual. And again, I don't take it personally at all. It makes sense looking at the wrestling playbook of the WWF.
When you saw that picture of Jade, Ricky, Cody, and I believe Punk in there, all with ties to your organization, how did that make you feel?
It was I saw that, and I think AEW is having a great year. I think AEW is in a fantastic place. I think the roster right now is delivering great shows, and I'm really proud of what AEW is doing right now. It did make me smile because it reminded me of Double or Nothing 2020, the first pandemic pay-per-view. We put on this great pay-per-view, and Cody won the TNT title, and Mox retained the AEW World title versus the late, great Mr. Brody Lee. May he rest in peace. And after the show, Cody and Mox in the area of Daly's Place that is the kind of the one communal area. It's part of what brings everyone together so much in Daly's Place is like the gorilla and the pre-tape space and the live interview space and the hallway. It's all one thing that connects the amphitheater itself. There's just a very small little backstage, and it's very tight, and it's talent viewing. It's everything, and that's why, like, when people are doing promos, there might be 6 rows of wrestlers sitting 5 feet from them behind the camera watching them do it, but it's just, we're all used to it. And after Double or Nothing 2020, Cody and Mox took a photo, and I thought it was interesting. It just shows how far in the mirror, but I remember the photo that Cody and Mox took, and in that moment, I think I took it on my phone.
Wow.
So
when you see that, like, is there pride there? Do you feel like it's a shot at you? Do you feel like...
I have relationships with all 4 of them, and they're very different. I could talk for 2 hours about each of the 4 of them and why I like them and why I thought they were great in AEW, and we could talk about all their matches, or I could talk about how much I like them all as people. But you know, they're all not wrestling in AEW anymore. And but to be completely honest with you, I just thought that photo, and it made me think of Double or Nothing 2020 and being there in Jacksonville and taking that photo on my phone and remembering that night and thinking, man, it's crazy how 5.5 years have flown by.
Okay, one more I'll ask you, and then I'll let you go. And thank you again for all this time. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you.
There's some complaints about fans being priced out with the WWE events. Do you look at what they are charging? Do you look at things like WrestleMania going to Saudi, and there were some people saying like, hey, AEW should run a show that weekend for the American fans? Are you looking at these things that they're doing, and just like they're trying to clearly counter-program your stuff, do you try to counter their moves sometimes as well to, you know, gain more fans and garner this relationship with the fan base?
Like a lot of the things we're saying, I think there's a balance. I'm cognizant of what people are saying, and I'm cognizant of their pricing. I think the AEW pricing, which is lower, and WWE shows are more expensive for the fans than AEW, and when it comes to the ticketing and the pricing. Now, we have different models when it comes to the distribution. I think that what we do is very good, and it's been working for us. You know, from the very beginning of AEW, whether it was on the beginning calls, like before we'd ever done a live event, talking about the original shows and saying before we'd ever done a Dynamite, being on the phone, and Cody was in some of these phone calls, and Matt and Nick and different people, and talking about how I always wanted there to be tickets that were in that range of somewhere from $20 to $30 for the fans to be able to get in to the TV shows every week, and that was going to be a consistent theme in AEW. And there still is inexpensive ticketing, and the get-in price is usually pretty fair compared to the competition. It's always lower, and the ringside seats are also, they're more expensive than the highest tier of seats in the arena, but they are still more affordable than our competition, and they always have been, and I hope that they always will be, and I'll try to keep that affordable pricing. That's something I care about, making sure that families and friends can get into the event, go to the show, and people who really care about being in the front row or being really close to the ring, people that will be willing to pay a little bit more for the ticket than just getting into the event, and people that really care about that really close ringside seat. It's still the most affordable ringside seat you're going to get for major TV wrestling and pay-per-views. We're having this great year, but that's something that has been consistent from the beginning. And the pay-per-view price, as I was saying earlier, the pay-per-view price has been the same for cable and satellite from the very beginning on every provider, and now we actually offer the lowest price ever on HBO Max. So I think that's also been good. Now we're actually offering more affordable than ever pricing plan. And I will say this, because this is really interesting information.
Okay.
I didn't know this till I started doing the media rights deal for AEW this past year. So doing the research and bringing in top analysts, I learned things I didn't know about AEW. Of all the sports leagues in the world, of every league, from NBA, NFL, MLB, WWE, UFC, PGA, and every sports league, the league that has the highest spending on streaming video per month is AEW.
Okay.
Now, our fans, I'm not saying AEW is the biggest league in the world. The NFL is the biggest league in the world. But AEW has the most avid, loyal fans in the world.
I feel that, by the way. Sometimes they come after me. Can you tell them that I'm not so bad?
I think today,
they come after me.
I think you're going to be a fan favorite.
You think
today.
so? Because they came after me for like 3 years.
I think you've
not
done
very
a big,
nice.
big baby face turn.
Is this my turn?
Yeah, I think it was.
I feel like this is my turn.
Especially because you asked me all these questions that were very legitimate questions, and I think hopefully I've also
It was
done
all very
myself.
fair. Yeah.
I think
We've
I've
come a long way from Montreal.
I
Remember
have.
that?
We've done
It was awful.
Done a good job, and
we showed people that you can get off on the wrong foot, but then get on the right foot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I totally agree with that. And I also
they stop, hounding me. They think that I'm a paid shill.
Well, I think you've shown that you're a very balanced, fair guy. You asked me a lot of good questions, and I really respect that. And also, like I said, I've enjoyed the interviews you've been doing with some AEW
We do more
wrestlers.
of them.
I hope you will. Yeah, and that's why when we hadn't really been sending AEW people, but I was interested because I saw you were saying some good stuff. I thought you did that great interview with Maven.
Maven's the man.
Maven's the man, and he was a really...
I think you guys should have him on the broadcast. I think he's a great broadcaster.
You know what's...
He's a color analyst.
You know what's amazing? You want to hear something cool I've never said publicly?
Us. I like that.
One of the person who is largely responsible for getting me into pro wrestling, I've been a fan my whole life, but I had never been backstage at a show, and I never really believed that I could take it to the next level. And I got to work with him through football because we both believe in protecting the players and doing everything we can to make football safe. And it's the man who started the Concussion Foundation with Chris Nowinski.
Nowinski, yes.
And Dr. Chris Nowinski is one of my really great friends.
Wow.
And Chris Nowinski was on Tough Enough, and the final 3 on Tough Enough were Chris Nowinski and Maven, who came in and did this great thing with us. And so I was joking with Chris because Chris and I are still really close, and he also comes in every year to talk to the wrestlers and gives a really serious speech because I want them to hear it about head safety and them. They want to take these high risks and chances, but I want them to hear it straight from Chris that it's really important that they are cognizant and that they hear the message he's giving, that it really, we want to be as safe as possible because Chris was a pro wrestler.
Yeah, I remember.
And he cares about this. So Chris comes in every year and I see him and I talk to him regularly outside of the shows. And I was telling Chris, I had this great interaction with Maven and I hadn't ever talked to him. The only time I'd ever really seen him in person was after a house show on Halloween when I was in college, Halloween 2004. And I brought that up to Maven when he was shooting his video, and he was like, thought that was really neat. That
I remember this.
And he was such a nice guy, so I was telling Chris that. But the other reason I bring this up is Josh Matthews now works in our production.
That's right.
And he's in the truck, and Josh is now a big part of the production team, and he's working with Mike Mansouri and Daryl and all the guys.
Mike may be my favorite person in the business. Mike Mansouri.
Really?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Really?
I adore Mike, yes.
That's all. I love Mike.
I met him right before the pandemic. He was still at WWE, and he took me on a tour backstage. And I was like, this guy's the coolest. And then he left like a week later, and then he went to work for Pat McAfee, if you recall. And then now he's working for you in a high production, and love him.
He's the head of global production.
His wife is wonderful as well.
Corey's amazing.
Yes. So you've got, and Renee, I'm a big fan of Renee.
Renee's awesome.
You see, I'm a big fan of a lot of your guys. I think
this is good. I think we just needed to do it in person.
Yeah,
and isn't it always much more pleasant in person? And it's great talking to people on Zoom or on video chat, but it's really not the same. And this has been great, and I appreciate you giving me the chance. It's a big week for us with tomorrow being this huge episode, the Go Home Show, Wednesday Night Dynamite, and this being the big pay-per-view week, especially for such a big tentpole show. This is the 7th Full Gear, and it's been with us from the very beginning.
And look at this week you have. Look at that lineup here. This is something.
It's going to be huge. We have Dynamite tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on TBS and HBO Max, and then Collision is on as part of this 3-hour block, so you got to watch tomorrow. It's a huge go-home block. It's Full Gear week. Then the Countdown Show, which is all those awesome video packages. And you were just talking about Mike Mansouri. His team, Mike and the guys, they do a great job putting these countdown shows together. Mike, Phil, and all the gang, they do a great job. And that's the Countdown Show. So that's a block Wednesday night that sets up the pay-per-view, which is Saturday. And then on TNT and HBO Max, you got the Tailgate Brawl. On all the other platforms, there's a 0 hour that we put for all the Amazon and all the great providers. But live. You can watch the wrestling matches in the arena on TNT and on HBO Max, 7 p.m. Eastern Saturday. And it's live coast to coast. It's on at 4 p.m. Pacific on TNT or on HBO Max. It's like Collision, but an hour earlier than usual for Collision, and live coast to coast. And it sets up the pay-per-view. And we saw on the last Tailgate Brawl, Ariel, that, you know, when you have a great match in the ring, it could even continue from the Tailgate Brawl into the pay-per-view. Right. So Full Gear, you don't know what to expect. So you got to watch a Tailgate Brawl. And FTR versus Jet Speed was an awesome match on the Tailgate Brawl, and it continued into the pay-per-view. And it talk about a hot start. It was a hot way to start the pay-per-view. So
I'm afraid to say goodbye because I think I'm going to have a lot of heat with your head of PR for keeping you on for so long.
I think you won't.
Your head of PR is going to kill me.
I think actually he's out there.
He's a brilliant guy. He's a very nice man, but I think he's going to say you kept him on for too long. But we were flowing. We were flowing, right?
And I got to say, I think he's going to be very happy and to be honest, probably a little relieved how well this went.
Okay, all right. As am I.
Me too.
Thank you so much, Tony. Really appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck on Saturday. Looking forward to it very much. Continued success. Looking forward to the big shows. Actually, I have a list here. You've got, if you're in the New York area, December 20th and 21st, right here in New York City, Hammerstein Ballroom. Pre-sale actually begins today, I'm told. General sale on the 24th of November. Your last show of the year is December 27th. AEW World's End at the Now Arena in Hoffman Estates. A great venue. So all the best to you guys.
Thank you.
Much respect. We'll take a quick break, say goodbye to Tony. Be back with your questions. I'm sure there'll be a lot of them on the nose coming up right after this.
Man, whatever.
You got the stomach in you to do one more?
I have to. Yeah, I want it.
You getting in on it with us?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Spot number 2 in the books. Unreal tacos. The sleeper, though, is the soup, the carrot soup. Top of the line, man. Cheese and pumpkin seeds in your soup. That's how you do it.
How are you, sir? This is what I was looking at. I mean, there's some jerseys here. Could always get a prime kid.
This man said we got to go and get the Zach Thomas jersey.
Needs that. That's the L.
Yeah, man, little crop top.
Damn, the Bugle Boy shirt is crazy.
Oh, is this a Paul Konerko jersey?
No. See, now you're wildin'. You see, where else can you get the Paul Konerko jersey but in the streets of New York City, my man?
I might have to cop the Konerko.
I feel like these 3 items need to be purchased.
The Paul Konerko might get purchased.
Damn, that's a hard one right there. Damn, you have to get it.
How much for the Konerko jersey?
Make him a deal. Make him an offer you can't refuse, huh?
40 for you.
No. Who's coming for the Konerko jersey? How much you want for the Konerko? 30?
You can take whatever. You can take whatever, bro. I'm just fucking with you. You can take it.
You sure?
Nobody ain't getting that, bro. Let me just get a picture of holding it up at least.
Of course, done.
Yeah, stand with me.
Good luck on that.
Of course, fool.
You want a bag?
Nah, that's all good. I'll wear it out the store. All right, we got the Konerko jersey. Compliments of the street side store. If you know about it, you know about it. All right, we are now in Manhattan for spot number 3, Santo Taco. And look who we've run into. To make his Fight Feast debut. We're going big for 322. Yes. It's Mr. Ariel Helwani.
We always said, what did we say? We said Fight Feast the movie whenever it would happen. We said action would have to be in it. It would have to be in New York City, of course, staple of Fight Feast.
Check.
And Helwani would have to be in it. I'm speaking of myself in the third person. And so here I am. Finally, I get the call. I never get the call. I never get the invitation. But when action's involved, I invite myself.
Spot number 3, Santo Taco. Let's go.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Zucchini and
This is Ariel Helwani. Hello. Bring the camera over here for a second.
Yep.
Ariel Helwani.
It's a big
my
deal
good
for
friend. 17-time Journalist of the Year, soon to be 48.
Thank you. Courtside, Nick's
Courtside, Nick
friend,
aficionado.
twice a year when I'm lucky.
What else?
Yeah. Just close personal friend.
Yeah,
what a
no.
great honor this is. This is
Toronto Blue Jays fan.
fanatic.
My
Buffalo
God.
Bills, and here I am getting to eat a taco with him on the first ever FTD X FF collab.
This has never been done before, a simulcast.
Once in a, this is the movie when there's cameos, when there's special people who show up. This is the movie. I'm looking at the wrong. I don't know which camera to look at.
You look at both.
Simultaneously.
You gotta give love to each.
This is crazy.
This is like being at the Academy Awards. You say hello there, and then they cut to that one. And then when you want to really get into a point, you hit it there.
Salute and salute.
Salute. I just enjoy it, man. I enjoy eating tacos and watching fights.
This is unbelievable.
Was that one single piece of steak in there? Just nice and thin.
You understand?
Incredible.
The way that slice comes off, you only get the crunch. And then the inside, you get the soft.
Yeah.
But it's just a little piece of soft. It's really crazy.
It's 2 different prime cuts of beef, strip and sirloin stacked on top of each other, salt, and roasted in the spit.
That's why it tastes so good.
Good tortilla, good salsa, boom.
My Lord. So once it's...
All right, back on the program. That's the greatest taco I've ever had. That one right there. My kids make fun of me the way in which I say taco.
Sounds normal to me.
Wow, that was weird, Frank. What is that all about?
Just push it down.
I say taco.
Okay.
I say taco. They say taco. But I prefer saying taco. There was a video of David Beckham doing something for the Qatar World Cup, and he's like, I like to make tacos. So that's what I think of. That was fun, guys.
I agree.
Me and TK buried the hatchet. Am I a babyface now in the world of AEW? Can all the hate go away? Are we friends again? Have you now finally seen the light that I'm not a paid shill? That I just call it down the middle. Peace and love, peace and love. We are just wrestling fans around here.
Peace and love.
Thank
Peace
you.
and love.
Thank you, Ringo. We've never had a dog in the race, so to speak. And I've never considered myself a wrestling journalist. I've always considered myself a journalist who enjoys talking to wrestling personalities, whether it's, bookers, promoters, owners, founders, wrestlers, male, female, the managers, the characters. I love all of it. And so hopefully we gave you a little bit to nibble on. It was a nice little chat. And hopefully we can now move forward. Always love having everyone on, from the AEW guys to the WWE guys to the TNA guys to the Ring of Honor guys, to the NWA guys. I think Frank's favorite interview that I ever conducted was with Billy Corgan.
Hey, you're not wrong.
Still mentions it till this day.
You ever thought about having him back on?
Absolutely. I would love to have him on. All right. Time now for everyone's favorite segment of the week. It is time. Guys, we going to Full Gear on Saturday at the Rock? At the Prue?
I'm in.
Who's in?
Me. I am.
You guys had
Who the fuck is we?
You had the whole lineup there. It was amazing.
Yeah, I can't lie. We had it up for like 12 seconds, and I was screaming back here. I was like, Tony, please look over. Please look over. Then I queued him up, and then he went through the whole thing. Tailgate, all of it.
He went through all of it. Hello, Pete. How are you?
Great.
What's up, Pete?
Now that I look at it,
much.
PT's got like the same type of curls that Tony has.
Yeah. I was thinking that myself.
Cut from the same cloth.
Cut from the same cloth. I mean, it's lovely to see you here on a Tuesday. Usually we don't get you on a Tuesday. It's usually like your quasi off day.
Guess it's your lucky day.
Yeah.
I thought Mondays after pay-per-views were his quasi off day.
What did you guys learn?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to.
What did you guys learn from the chat? What did you learn from the chat?
He's been here for about an hour.
Oh, geez. Sorry, PT. I told you. Yeah.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, I told you 3. I mean, we were vibing. We were flowing.
The chat was great. Yeah.
It was a great chat.
It was a good chat.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
Okay. Let's go to the questions here. Triple Double says, it may be recency bias and too soon to say, but is Carlos Prates the best fighting nerd in your opinion? I mean, he's the one having the most success. Would you not say that?
He's the hottest one right now.
Right.
I was a roofie guy.
Yeah, I was a roofie guy too. But by the way, he's only had one loss. I mean, all these guys have only had one loss. Bohali only had one loss. Roofie only
like
had
the
one.
MMA Spice Girls. You all have your favorite one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some are Kai Barallos. I'm a roofie.
What about Morales now, number 3 in the welterweight rankings? Prates over Gary? How's that possible?
Yeah, the over Gary doesn't make a ton of sense, but I expected the Morales jump. I mean, he knocked out the number 2 guy in the very first round.
Yeah.
Who's Gary's best win over, and who's Pratchett's best win over? I guess that's the way to look at it.
I mean, Gary's best win is probably over Pratchett.
Yeah.
Gary has a win over the
best win over Leon.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Leon down to 9.
If Gary wins, he's got to go over him, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
He'll be beating the number 2 guy. He'll take the number 2 spot if he wins.
Okay. YFG94 says, Frankie, what are your top 5 favorite drops?
Oh, that's a good one. I like
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
and
James Tahuno?
Yep.
and
Who, me?
Yeah.
and
Who's to check?
Yeah.
and
That's fucking illegal.
Okay.
That's great.
This guy actually had hashtag federal F in prison.
Federal fucking prison.
I do like
It's a
that
great
a lot.
It's so good. It's so good. Francois Crabapple says Ariel's going to be on his deathbed telling nurses Darby Allin poured water on his head.
That's a good take.
GM3 Fader says 100% the leftover rice thing is a real danger and not safe. Just 24 hours refrigerated, needs to be tossed out. I used to do it until discovering it was not safe whatsoever. Thank you for that confirmation. Last week we spoke about this.
How?
No. He said 24-hour refrigerated.
Yeah, that's what I said.
24 hours, you're
Said
already
you're
in the
not
window.
supposed to refrigerate it.
No, I said after 24 hours you toss it.
No, you said
Well,
don't
that's oil.
I said
refrigerate
leave
it.
it out.
Rice right now.
If possible, you have to refrigerate it 24 hours. You get rid of
Also,
it.
This
what
is
was
not
the
literally what I
revelation
said.
that
We
they
have
found
this
out it
all
was
on
safe?
tape.
It's verbatim. What
We
I
have
said.
this all
You know
on
what we could do? Do you know what we could do, lads?
Yep.
I've just put some rice in the fridge. I could eat it after 26 hours, and if I get the shits, I
don't
will
do it.
report
Don't do
back.
it.
26 hours.
I don't
Is that how
want
long
this
a day is
hanging
in
over my
Ireland?
head. No, he's saying like he's going
He
to
said
go.
25.
Yeah, he's going to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, he said 24. So at the 25th hour, you can eat it and see if you have diarrhea.
But this guy's
Or
proof
puke.
is I found out it's not safe. Like, how did he find out? Did he go to the hospital or did he hear
I
about
think
it?
I
on
know what we
TikTok?
found out, Frank.
Have you guys ever seen the movie 25th Hour? Speaking of which.
No.
Yeah, that's the one with Edward
Familiar with
Norton,
it.
right?
Yeah,
Man.
so good.
That
Love
was
it.
crazy because he's like going to prison. It's the 25 hours before you go
Yes,
to prison.
it's actually
right
really
after
good.
9/11, so they showed you like Ground Zero and all that.
By the way, GC, as a New York resident,
Okay.
relatively new, highly recommend watching it.
All right.
It's,
Is that
it's
is
the
it a Spike
first
Lee
movie. Excuse me?
Is it a Spike Lee movie?
Yes, it is. Great call.
Yeah, I
It's
think I
the
have seen it.
first movie to take place in New York post 9/11, where like post 9/11 New York is acknowledged.
Pantheon of New York movies?
It's not. It's you have. It's like
Time
an.
and place.
It's an IYK.
Okay.
But the one scene, you know the scene, Frank, the FU
Yeah.
scene. It's an all timer.
What is the Pantheon of New York movies?
Mm.
That's
Home
Midnight
Alone.
Cowboy.
Elf.
I'm walking here. I'm
Elf?
walking.
Is Main Streets New York?
Taxi cab. What is it?
Taxi
Jason
driver?
Takes Manhattan.
No, what's the
Friday
taxi
the
driver? Taxi driver?
Yeah,
Taxi driver.
Taxi driver. Ghostbusters.
The Muppets.
Ghostbusters,
Take
good show.
Manhattan.
Home Alone 2.
You've got Mail.
You've got Mail in New York.
Absolutely.
Thought that
Oh,
was
When Harry Met Sally?
Oh yeah, When Harry Met
Oh,
Sally.
yeah,
Definitely
okay.
up there.
Legendary.
My answer though, Midnight Cowboy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's a great one. Great one.
Himi Neutron said, I said this past weekend that Bo Nickel was the most must-win fight on the card. I feel the same way for Ian Gary this weekend. Do you agree? And out of both of those fights I just mentioned, which one is/was the most must-win?
I think it's Dan
Who's
Hooker.
to check?
I think if Dan Hooker does not win, he likely won't return.
Okay,
to
I have
title
a
contention.
Armin?
I have a thought on this. I think Dan Hooker has now reached that Donald Cerrone.
Interesting.
I think Dan Hooker has now reached cult-like favorite. You sent an amazing edit, and I'm like,
Love him.
yes, I want to run through a wall for this guy, and I don't really care about his wins and losses anymore.
But he's said to you his dream
no, I
is
know.
one night with the belt. Like his goal is still the belt. It's not just to put on banger fights. And so I think if he loses, he probably will not return to title contention.
I feel the exact opposite. I feel that Dan Hooker has absolutely nothing to lose. This is only upside. He would not be getting a title shot.
I agree.
Otherwise, he hasn't
fought in a
this is
while. He's
free
coming
roll.
off an injury.
If he wins, he's going to be like the number 2 or number 1.
Yes.
Sure, but it's like
That's
gravy.
That's not
I think
to
it's
lose.
gravy for him.
I'm just saying.
Armin-
He wants the title. He dreams of the title.
If Dan Hooker wins this fight, is he getting a title shot?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. He would be beating Armin. He would be beating the number 1 contender.
I'm just saying, we don't even know what's going on with the title shot. Like
Armin, it could be Patty.
Arman Tsarukyan
Justin
was booked to fight Islam Makhachev. He was in the fight and had to pull out. And if he loses to Dan Hooker, you wonder if he can get back there, considering how long it took him to now get this fight booked and his potential friction with the UFC over the Islam Makhachev thing. I think Arman's the one with everything to lose here. Arman is the one with everything on the line. Like if he does not win this fight, it would be catastrophic.
Right, to get a title shot, like Dan Hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
you're saying Dan Hooker has nothing to lose, but I think in his mind he has something to lose by losing this fight, which is a title shot. You're saying no, this is from his perspective. Dude wants a title shot. He has to win this fight, or he probably will never get one.
That's the
but
thing.
He wouldn't have been in that position.
I think Dan
anyway.
Hooker is in that spot where like he wins 1 or 2 in a row. He's right back in that. Like he's in that Michael Bisping, Donald Cerrone fan favorite.
He's fun. People like him.
People
They
adore
want him in
him.
spots.
Yeah, of course, people love him. People are always going to watch it. I'm just talking strictly from the standpoint of him getting a title shot.
But Arman has those same stakes.
I just wish
Arman is younger though.
We got to figure out this lightweight title situation. What the hell is going on?
Patty, got to be Ilya.
I thought they would have announced Paddy already.
Yes,
I thought they would have announced
Patty's
already.
there, right? He's there, I think, with Shamrock, and he's like, he seems ready to go. They haven't announced.
Ilya's obviously there as well.
They haven't announced a single date or fight for 2026.
Got to be coming soon.
Are they going to do a big rollout? Do you think, like with a few
think they
events at the same
should.
time? Bang, bang,
I think
bang.
they should do a
Yeah.
big like Paramount Plus thing.
That'd be great.
Yeah, like a studio day where you just do it.
Yes.
You make a big bang. Yeah, that'd be good.
John
Do you expect them
Pork.
to do that though? Ariel, like, would you expect a big day, like a big reveal, given how
I wouldn't
fights have
expect
been announced?
I wouldn't expect UFC to proactively do that, but if Paramount goes, "Hey, we want to make a big splash, let's do this," I think they could get on board with it.
Maybe the week of the last pay-per-view. They're in Vegas.
Yeah.
They usually do something on the Friday if they want to announce something. Here's John Pork, who says, hearing that Dylan has a lifetime ban from the UFC made me think about his last interview with you. Didn't you say you would never have him back on as well? I did say that. And look, I never thought Tony Khan would be on the program as well. Not to say that I'm reaching out to Dylan, because I did not enjoy that last interview. But we did. Listen, I'm not steadfast in my beliefs on anything. I've said this before with people who I consider, people who have tried to do me really, really dirty. I would shake their hand, and just like I had no problem when it was brought up to me to have Tony on, I was excited. I like the idea of repairing relationships. I don't want to go through life holding grudges. I mean, could you guys imagine in February of 2023, Tony Khan being in the studio for an hour and a half?
No.
Like we couldn't
Who,
have been, there was probably at that point a better chance of Dana being in studio, right?
Yeah, it was about equal at that point.
And so I think it's honestly a testament to him. Much respect. He did not have to come, and I actually think it was an infinitely. Remember I said that was the most frustrating interview of my life back in 22?
Yeah.
This was infinitely better.
And he was attentive to that. He was trying not to dodge the questions.
Yes.
He did it.
And I appreciate that very much. It was only like one question that he couldn't talk about, and I get it.
Seemed like it was sticky.
Yes, there was a cease and desist involved reportedly. Anyway, so once I saw Dylan, we made up. I have no issues. And what I think is hilarious, by the way, is Ali Abdelaziz going on Twitter and being like, anyone who talks to this guy is not a real journalist. I mean, what are you talking? Like, first of all, who are you to set those ground rules, number one? Second of all, as an aside, the media tour that this guy is on, I mean, I've never, like, it is absolutely, every time I open Twitter, every time I open YouTube, this dude is talking to someone else. He has done more media than any winner coming out of Saturday. It's unbelievable. It really is. Like, if I'm one of his fighters, I'm like, okay, I get it. Can I get some of this shine too? It's crazy to me. It's crazy. And by the way, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they like it. Maybe they're the ones who are saying, great, this guy's a mouthpiece for me. My promoter isn't going to do the talking. Let my manager do the talking. Maybe I'm missing the point here. But like the media tour and the Craig Jones stuff and then the Dylan stuff, it's just the difference between the way he handles it and the way every other manager handles it is very stark. But again, maybe that's the brilliance. Maybe that's what they want. Anyway, man, Dylan didn't do himself any favors. He's like 0-4, assaulted him. I'm reading what this guy's saying. Here's the thing. I do think it's important to say this. We talked yesterday about the brawl, right, guys? And we did say that it's like Pete, it's like the great Jamie Vardy, who once said, what did he say?
Oh, wow.
What did he say? Chat shit?
That shit get banged.
That's what he said, right? And that is sort of like a street code, right, among fighters. You chat shit, you post things are going to happen. But I do think it is important to say this. Like, while, like, I don't know what he's going to do about all of this. He hasn't said anything. And I do think he crossed the line with the things that he said about them, about their religion. And, he's talking about things that makes them uncomfortable and all this stuff and more. We do have to acknowledge the fact that they are at Madison Square Garden in New York City at a public event with thousands of people around him. Like, you can't just go around beating people up. You know what I mean? Like, just because he posted something, like, that's not the way civilization works. So while I do agree that the street code suggests, like, hey, chat shit, get bang, and you got to pay, you got to pay for the things that you say, and like you're talking mad shit about like, some tough dudes who don't have a tolerance for this. I do think we have to acknowledge that, like, we can't just be like, yeah, well, that's the way it goes. Like, he did get what appears to be jumped and assorted at Madison Square Garden.
Of that situation, but it's his reputation precedes him.
Yeah,
like this has happened so many times with him. There's that saying, you work for your reputation, and then your reputation works for you. The opposite of that is what happened to Dylan. Like it all went against him, and I do think if it's a different person without that background, that doesn't happen.
The guy who got jumped is the one who's being viewed as the bad guy here, as the one who is being banned, as the one who's being. But again, to your point, maybe it's because of his reputation and the stuff.
It's how much provoking he's done over the years of many different parties.
Yeah,
I think the other problem is
brawls.
We don't really see the inciting incident, right? And unless somebody else has seen it, but it seems more like it's like we kind of get it midstream where the brawl is kicking off. We haven't really seen kind of what the conversation, if any, was before that, or what kind of like really lit the powder keg. So it's murky, it's whatever. You're kind of just going by one side's word or another. I don't know. But
Ali did an interview saying that he thinks that Craig Jones should be deported. And then Craig had a great retort saying, to be fair, we both should be deported. Let's roll at Henzo Gracie, BJJ, Blue Basement. Loser cuts up the green card. I'll only use buggy chokes. I mean... Would you pay for that?
Yeah, because Ali said like he only teaches buggy chokes. It's not going to work. Yeah.
CJI, next main event.
Shit, I'd watch
some
that.
Interesting things. Did you see his TMZ interview? He said some interesting things.
Yeah, what did he say?
He said that Islam Makhachev barely weighed 185 pounds, and I just can't believe that. 185 pounds in that fight, like where he's the same size as Jack Della Maddalena. Most guys.
What do you think he weighed?
I'd say 190 plus.
Yeah,
he's massive.
Yeah.
And also another thing he said was he hasn't said anything to the lads, but he happens to manage Kamaru Usman. Nothing to do with him that Islam's calling out, and I don't know about that either, if I'm being honest.
The Kamaru Usman thing is, I mean, it's Usman or Buckley. That's what we've determined.
It's got to be Buckley.
Right up there. Did you see his video?
Oh yeah, we talked about it. It's great stuff.
Yeah. Treadmill.
Love and War. Hey, Rick and Ariel, I'd love to hear more about how impressive Conor Benn looked. Was it more of what Ben did or what Eubank didn't do? That's the big question, right? Because the talk, I think, was that Eubank was so lethargic. He wasn't as active as he was in the first fight. But I do believe that Ben deserves a lot of credit because Ben was very active. He was energetic. He was spry. He was switched on. He was very motivated, it seemed like.
It is okay for both to be true.
Yeah,
First
of all,
Chris looked like he was stuck in mud. It was a horrible performance. He looked like he wasn't there. But if you look at the previous performances from Conor Benn when he moved up in weight, he did not look like this. He looked like his cardio was in the toilet. He could not sustain it over the course of the decisions. And in this one, his foot was never off the gas pedal. The cardio was there. His hands looked sharp. The power was obviously there in the late rounds. He's knocking down Chris twice in the final round. The power translated. Everything was clicking for Conor Benn. I was extremely impressed. And then you do have to consider, this is up weight from where he actually fights. Like, this is not his natural weight class. And so he's up there fighting a much bigger man who, in the last fight, was sitting behind a jab and really making him pay for those exchanges. I was equally impressed with Conor Benn and sad for Chris Eubank for how bad he looked. But there's nothing to take from Conor Benn. He looked tremendous.
I can't wait to see what his next move is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, think of any of the names.
He's a huge star now coming out of the UK. Like, all these guys, like, he could do a stadium show again against one of these guys. Could you imagine him versus Ryan Garcia?
Ryan Garcia, Shakur Stevenson, any of these guys would be
Shakur
massive fights.
I mean, we said
Lewis Crocker, yeah.
Luz Crocker, yeah, him too.
Yeah, get a belt. Like I'm so happy for Conor Benn because of the way his career had seemed to like go off course, and now he's riding high. Like he has gained a lot of momentum back and fan sentiment back from positive test era when the BBOC is jerking him around and he's just sitting on the sidelines, no fault of his own, just because these appeals are taking forever and they won't license him, and he's fighting in ballrooms in Florida, and now he gets revenge for his family. He gets the first win for the Benn family in that blood feud, and all the options are available to him. Like he went from the outhouse to the penthouse, and I'm happy for Conor Benn.
So Dana White was on the Andrew Schultz show. Andrew Schultz, very much in the news as of late. He was at WWE Raw last night, getting involved with Cam Scatabo. Is it Scatabo or Scataboo?
Scataboo.
Scataboo.
Getting pushed around at
isn't his
at
foot
WWE?
broken?
I mean, it was hanging by a thread.
And there were other Giants guys in back of him, right?
That was only like 3 weeks ago.
Schultz getting involved in a lot of the WWE stuff as of late, but I guess he had Dana White on, and he said something about Francis Ngannou getting. Dana said Francis Ngannou got physical with him. What's up with that? Cap or no cap?
That's what he's claiming.
It'd be weird if he was outright lying.
Dana has alluded to the fact that he doesn't like Francis because of an incident that happened way back in the day. And so maybe this is the incident. I had heard about the get the private plane ready, get the jet ready for me.
Remember that, yeah.
You remember that? And I don't know if this is all, intertwined, but
he said Francis Ngannou is a bad guy. After the press conference, he comes over to me, grabs me, and he says, when the fight is over, you're going to book me a private plane to Paris. He was pissed off that he didn't get a $50K bonus. The conversation's over. I'm starting to leave. He grabs me by my shirt, pushes me back in the office. I said, dude, get your fucking hands off me.
That is wild if true.
That is insane if it's true.
It feels weird that he would lie with that specificity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, Francis Ngannou just says, "What the fuck," or the drop.
Yeah.
But it's
what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
it's bizarre to go to.
Also,
that level
all these years later, I mean, that's 2015, 2015. That's a long time ago. But I mean, who knows? I don't know what prompted this. I don't know what they were talking about. I also saw that he said, I can't put John Jones in a position where he can pull out. I had to deal with him to fight Tom Aspinall, and he said, I'm not going to do it. I can't be put in that position again. So it really does seem like he is hell-bent on not bending here,
Until Conor McGregor can't go or Islam can't go. And
until
then
DJT picks up the phone and says, what about that JBJ?
Yeah.
This is from Nathan. Question from Brisbane, Australia. Hi, Ariel and crew. Been a huge fan of the show for ages. Congrats on you and your team's success with Uncrowned. Just had a question for the boys in the back. New York Rick, are there any recent movies or under-the-radar gems that don't get enough love that you'd recommend?
Recent? Man, this is so hard. I watch so much shit. I'm so bad at this off the top of my head.
It's tough.
It is tough.
The Descent. I always say that. It's my favorite horror movie. It's underrated. Not a lot of people have seen it. Go see it. Yeah, I don't know. This is too hard. I can't do it off rip. I need more prep time. I'm like Batman.
This is for GC from the same guy, Nathan. Are there any good books you've read of late that you'd recommend?
Nothing crazy. Book called The Measure, and then I read Man's Search for Meaning. That was okay. That was pretty good.
Oh yeah. You read that one?
Uh-huh.
I'm in the midst of reading that too.
No shit, seriously?
Yes. Yeah, of course. Why does that surprise you?
Because it's a small world. I mean, it's been out for 60 years, 70 years.
My friend John Beard told me to read it.
Shout out to Johnny
Holocaust
Beard.
survivor. I mean, it's an incredible story.
Yeah, it is an
Victor
incredible
Frankl?
story. Yeah. The very one.
Yeah. Oh my God, inspiring as hell. Shocking.
Insightful stuff. Yeah. It's,
okay.
It's crazy. Wow. How far are you?
Probably 75 pages in.
Okay.
I tend to go hard on the books on vacation, and then
Has it made the switch over to post Holocaust era?
Has it? Wait, what?
Like he goes through his whole experience.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah. Is that the most impactful stuff?
Yeah, it's essentially just the lessons he learned from that and how he approaches life after going through something so horrific. It's a good one.
This is for Frankie. Are there any good tabletop/board games that you'd recommend?
Yeah, I've been playing Dune Imperium with some guys. That's a lot of fun. Invited Rick. He couldn't be bothered.
We don't care.
We don't care.
Why did Rick say no? Seems like it would be up his alley with the games that he plays.
Can't be bothered.
Oh, okay. Why was KKF removed from the rankings? Thank you, Ahmed, for the hot tag. Kaikar France, actually, as first reported by Dan on our production team, who's done a marvelous job filling in. In fact, he was in attendance at UFC 322 this past weekend, first on the scene with the eyewitness report of the Dylan Dennis brawl. He alerted us, as he was doing his rankings check-in, that the great Kaikar France removed from the rankings. PT, did you know this?
Did not know that. Very interesting.
Take a look at the rankings right here. I do believe we have them. The top 10 in the flyweight division. You have a lot of familiar names. Big Josh Van, number 1. Moreno, Royval, Albazi, Tyra, Kapp, Perez, Almabayev, Elliot, Urseg. Conspicuous by his absence is Kaikar France, who was in the top 10. Well, I did reach out to his team, and they told me that, yes, it is in fact true. He is not in the rankings, and they explained why. They told me that he informed the UFC that he was taking the year off, that there were other things that he wanted to do. He is not retiring necessarily, but he is taking a break. He is taking at least a year off. He wants to get into some cultural things, some things that have nothing to do with fighting. He's very spiritual. He's obviously, we've seen him do stuff for, his for his culture, for his heritage, for his people, for his country. And he's taken this break. As a result, removed himself from the testing pool. As a result, he is out of the rankings. He is not eligible to be ranked. And so that is why he has not shown up on this week's rankings for the first time. He has not been released, so it's not that, but he is not part of the rankings until he tells them that he is coming back and goes back in the pool and all this stuff. So there you have it. There's the scoop as far as KKF is concerned. And I appreciate you giving me the hot tag. This is from Steven Seagal's sensei. Quote, "The day started earlier today," end quote, is one of the all-time quotes from Ariel during the post-fight show this weekend. Quality stuff, boys. This is the kind of wisdom that we tune in for. All right, chill out. I mean, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm half asleep.
What a fucking night, mate.
Yeah. I mean, let's see you. Let's see you at 1:30 in the morning. Why does it seem so scary outside right now? I mean, it's 4 o'clock in the... What is happening? It's not usually this dark at 4.
That is like a horror set.
It is. That's scary.
What is this? Batman? It feels like we're in Gotham City right now.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, bro. It's always pitch
is
black.
It at 4?
Yeah, by 4:30.
You've never seen this before.
Today.
No, you've seen it. It's been happening all week.
It's criminal.
It is criminal.
It is criminal.
That's fucking illegal.
Yeah. Connor from Canada, what do you guys think about Justin versus Charles? I mean, I think we all kind of want to see Charles versus Maxey, right?
Yeah.
That's the
I prefer it, but Justin versus Charles ain't bad either.
Yeah.
Justin's retiring if he doesn't get a title shot.
Yeah, that's what we hear.
Interim title, Charles versus Justin.
Oil beef hooked. Hey, Ariel, question for all you boys. Do you think they'll ever do an interim BMF? That will be like the end of days.
If they ever did that, I might I might not work in this sport.
I was going to say I'd retire as well. Just because you're destroying the sanctum.
That will be the end of days.
The sanctimony or whatever it is around the BMF.
Yeah, no, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Question for all you boys surrounding the rumored Sydney card in February with the fact that Volk mentioned previously he only had a couple fights left in him, and with Whitaker saying he is desperate to fight at home, what do you feel like is the likelihood the UFC build a big card around both? I feel like they should both be on that card, to be honest. I feel like Volk is going to be on that card. And yes, it would be nice to see Whitaker back in Sydney. Here's Iran. Shalom, Ariel. We all agree that without Dana, there's no UFC. You guys wouldn't be doing what you do for a living, and we wouldn't be here listening. But he's become unbearable in recent years, a pathological liar, self-serving, and anyone with half a brain can tell how ridiculous it is every time he speaks. By the way, no joke, I thought that he was I thought the way this was going was that, like, you guys are too critical and you should be thankful. Is that what you were thinking, PT, too?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this...
Yeah, what a turn. I love getting told that, like, if Dana White didn't exist, I would not have a job, period.
By the way, it
wouldn't be in another industry, wouldn't
well,
be
no, not that,
anywhere.
not that.
I would have
Listen,
no job.
No. There is validity to the statement that if there is no Dana White,
We are not doing this.
There's no UFC. We're not doing this. I've never suggested otherwise. I've never suggested otherwise.
100% agree.
It reminds me of the great Max Kellerman, who said at the pre-fight press conference.
The same thing. If Turkey wasn't here,
thank you.
You wouldn't even exist.
Thank you. That's New York Jackman. We
wouldn't.
Can you take
none of us would be
me
born.
higher?
I have nothing to do with any of this. I just want to let you all know.
I thought the exact same thing.
If it wasn't not for His Majesty.
Yes. No, but seriously, I'm not going to go as far as like if Dana White wasn't born, but yes, of course.
You wouldn't have $1 in your bank account. You would have never worked a day in your life.
By the way, there is a chance that we'd be doing media surrounding another sport.
Yeah. I worked in media surrounding another sport before this. I would just not have gotten into this.
Anyway,
it would just be a different path.
He continues. I've followed the UFC since 2009 and listened to your show in all its versions since then. Lately, I'd rather enjoy my time listening to you than watching the actual fights. We'll take it. Everything has turned into politics, undeserved title shots, and nonstop stories about scandals and behind-the-scenes stuff. I know you covered it yesterday, but I'm convinced Islam will pull a John Jones, chase a fight with Usman, and get it. I mean, I feel like we could see it coming a mile away. And get it thanks to his influence in Ali. And by the way, this is why Ali does what he does. And his clients will love him for it. And this is why he will willingly tell Dana White, hey, boss, I'm going to stop my clients from talking to this guy because you don't like this guy, even though it was never suggested, just to try to create as much favor as possible. That's what he does. And so that's why I think that Kamaru Usman is in pole position right now, despite what happens. Like this whole idea, guys, by the way, of like, oh, if Ian Gary does it, I honestly feel like it's fait accompli. I really do. And that's crazy. The ease in which Dylan Dennis got a lifetime ban shows how convenient it is for Dana to act instantly instead of actually checking what happened. Funny how he didn't wait for a Tuesday meeting this time. Dana White's privilege is real. I mean, the Tuesday meeting thing is about like booking fights. It's not about reprimanding someone. And by the way, it's someone who's not even on their roster, so there's no reason to kind of back that guy. So anyway, he said, I just had to get this off my chest. Keep being the only outlet that isn't afraid to speak the truth and call him out. Well, thank you. Ace Crouton, hey Ariel, has the UFC always displayed the live odds on the video board outside the octagon? I don't know. Have they? It's been a minute. It's been a minute over here.
I think it's a new thing. I think it's a new thing, right? Like it's like a little DraftKings board or something.
Yeah, I think it's a partnership with DraftKings, and I only think they do it in between rounds.
Did they do anything about the poly market thing on Saturday? I didn't see anything.
No,
right? Yeah,
there was nothing. I actually was wondering that mid card. I was like, where's this fan voting thing going to happen?
This one's for Frankie from Islam's Phlebotomist. Frankie, please blind rank these 5 fall activities for us, one being the best. All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Pumpkin patch with the SO. I guess SO is significant other?
Yeah, 5.
You said that with such disdain. Black Friday shopping.
4.
I think you shot your shot too early.
Yeah, dude, you're having a
Black Friday is
I'm
the
more
worst.
likely to go shopping than I am a pumpkin.
Yeah, but Black Friday, have you ever been to the mall on Black Friday? It's awful. Leaf peeping out in nature.
Yeah, let's put that at 2.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
1.
Thanksgiving dinner with the in-laws.
3.
Oof.
Okay.
Ariel, that's
it's
your
not
favorite,
a horrible list. Like Frank did well on that.
Pumpkin patches are great.
You swapped the 4 and 5. It's probably pretty good.
It's not like every Black Friday, every store is crazy. It's the dumb stores that are crazy.
He adds this, by the way.
He doesn't go to dumb stores.
If you guys go to dumb stores, Frank
won't
hates
be at
you.
Best Buy.
But seriously, are you going to go line up at Walmart on a Black Friday?
Wow.
Wow, our fans that line up.
Yeah, we
By the
love
way,
Walmart.
yeah,
Please
we do love Walmart.
Please support the show and
everything good comes. Everything from Arkansas is good.
Frank doesn't speak for all of us.
Yeah,
if you line up on Black Friday, we support you.
They say who's to check. Well, I'm who, he said. I'm who checks.
I like it.
What's he checking?
Who's to check?
He was checking the list.
Joe Mers says, this one's for Pizzi.
Oh.
Pizzi, please blind rank these 5.
How did we get here?
These 5 pints/beers.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Airport pint. By the way, I saw some great scenes over at the Troy Parrott International Airport, aka the Dublin, of the people watching.
Yeah.
You saw that? The scenes were
Great
fantastic.
Point. Airport points up there with the best in the world. I'm going to go 2 just in case.
Hungover spoons, breakfast, hair of the dog pint.
5. I don't like that shit, no.
Beer garden pint.
Oh.
Nice summer's night.
3.
Yeah. Oh, wow, 3. Train can. What's a
4.
train can?
It's like you bring a can on the train and you drink it.
Oh, okay. You ever see that video of the guy on the show where he's like, until my last dying breath, that moment when you're on the train with your mates, even if it's for 4 hours, and that first crack. You ever see this from like the UK breakfast show? And he talks about it with so much passion and love. I'm like, this guy's the freaking man. Anyway.
It's a proper football thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Christmas Day Baileys.
Oh, I fucked myself. I hate Baileys.
Oh.
One, I guess. Well, that's the only one I've got left.
But you hate it?
Yeah, it gives me the shits, actually. You know.
That was kind of an odd list. Like you had like airport beer, then you had.
I feel like the airport beer is your favorite.
Beer garden.
Yeah, I did. I went number 2 just thinking it was going to be something else. But like, do you ever, Bailey's very sweet. If you have 2 or 3 of them, it'll make a road through you.
I was going to say, I thought you were saying you went number 2 just thinking about Bailey's.
No, you'd be shite now the eye of a needle after 4 of them.
You know what he says? These things right here, like
shitting out the eye of a needle.
No. That was like that time a couple weeks ago where he says something, and all of a sudden he sounds like a guy who's like in the countryside.
Yeah, 30 million for the kitchen
30 million
scraps.
for a kitchen scrap.
Say that one again. You just said.
I was actually just talking about 30 million the other day, and everyone was like, "Yeah!"
What'd you
nearly said
What was the one you just said?
Shitting out the eye of a needle.
Shitting out the eye of a needle after 4 of them, yeah.
After 4 of them?
If you had 4 Baileys, you'd be
4
shite.
of them.
It would just be spraying out you. You know what I mean?
Wait.
You'd
Man.
paint the wall behind you.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. I'm going to go have a Bailey's after this.
Hey guys, this is from Shrimp Cocktail. Ola, Ariel, and gang. Has there ever been a fight where the ref asks the fighters in the cage if they're ready and a fighter has said no?
There was that guy who tapped out immediately against
Yeah.
James Gallagher. Remember that?
Yeah.
Just went down. That happened again recently.
Did it?
Dude just like the bell rang and he just tapped out immediately. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I've never heard someone say like, "Are you ready?" No, I'm actually not ready.
I'm surprised more guys like don't get sick in the octagon.
There's been a couple of stories about people, having accidents.
Feels like it doesn't happen that much in the UFC.
What if you're about to like make the walk? No joke, and you're like, shit.
Yeah, you just go to the bathroom and don't make the walk yet.
No. You're literally on camera.
You go back.
You turn around.
Yes.
What if you feel like you're gonna yak?
It kind of goes.
No, then you grab a garbage can and just do it. But yeah, you go back.
Yeah, I guess these guys are savage enough. You'll just pull trig and just go out.
Here's Left Like Cemetery with a good one. Howdy, Ariel. Of all the storylines coming out of 322, my favorite is Bo Nichols' heel turn. So Bo Nichols a heel, I'm a babyface now. Would you advise him to apologize for the birds and try to explain it away? No. Lean all the way in, of course. Cut a promo. Do your thing. I would just say this. Don't play too much into the fans. You know what I mean? Like, be who you are. Don't show that it bothers you so much, because then I think that it will show that you have thin skin and that you're affected and blah, blah, blah. So I would say, like, it's okay to react that way. But ultimately, I think the fans want to like Bo Nickel. I don't think Bo Nickel has, changed the channel heat. I think I think the most interesting thing about Bo Nickel is actually like the feelings that he is expressing about not wanting to hurt people. I think that's really interesting.
That led to the end of Tom Duquesnoy's career. Remember that?
Yeah, the Fireball Kid, right? Was he the Fireball Kid or the Fire Kid?
Yeah, he was an unbelievable prospect, knocking lads clean out. And he got to the UFC. He was actually matched to fight Nathaniel Wood, which was a huge deal here because obviously Nathaniel Wood, Cage Warriors champion, he was the Bama champion. Everyone was buzzing to see it, and he just was like, I can't hurt people anymore. And he became a yoga instructor.
Yep, crazy. He was great. Duquesnoy. Levi Tetch says, Ariel, whenever you have a guest on that has kids, you always ask if they want their kids to get into martial arts. I want to ask you that same question. Would you want your kids to get into martial arts? Well, the thing is, I guess the proper question is to be like, would I want my kids to get into this? My kids have actually started to ask, like even today, my daughter was like, how did you get a job where you interview people? And what did you have to do? And I was like, oh, this is interesting. She's never asked me that. She's 9. Would I want them to do martial arts? Absolutely. Right now, they have so much going on. Their main 2 things, soccer and basketball. My daughter, soccer, she does piano, she does music theater, she does dance. She actually showed a lot of interest in Taekwondo, but we just couldn't find any time to do it. But I would love to see them do it. I think it builds confidence. Do I want them to be prize fighters? Like, no. I mean, I wouldn't push them. It's a dirty game. It's a tough way to make a living. I know how the sausage is made, so I wouldn't necessarily advocate for that. But would I love for them to do it recreationally? Absolutely, 100%. Irish lad, hey guys, I know Dana said the White House card won't be the U.S. versus the world, but could GC and Rick pick 5 American main card fighters to represent the U.S. and could PT and Ariel pick? Oh Jesus, this is a lot.
Wait, what are you? And PT
but there's only 5 Irish fighters.
No,
I think you and Ariel team up for international, and me and GC pick American.
John Jones.
Yeah. Kayla.
We take
Kayla.
Yeah. But wait, do we have to match these guys up?
I thought we would have went back and forth.
Okay, all right. You guys go. We'll play
Jones,
tit. You go
Aspinall.
tat.
Jones, Aspinall.
Well, okay. Yeah.
All right.
Nobody
Kayla
loves
Harrison.
a tit or tat more than.
Wait. Were you going to say Pereira? PT. That's crazy.
Wow.
I'm calling
welcome
Andy.
to my side.
I'm calling Andy right now.
Can I tell you what I was gonna do? I wasn't matching the fights. I was just gonna do like
random 5.
As in, he says John Jones. I was gonna say Conor McGregor, like as in star power.
Nah, you must match. Kayla Harrison.
Ah, come on,
Amanda.
Oh, are we gonna say we're not gonna have her fight till June? I thought they were gonna fight beginning of the year, and then
listen. This is just for this exercise, right? This is
Norma Dumont.
Stop, bro.
Valentina
versus Kayla
at 135. Valentina moves up.
Don't mind it.
Okay,
Don't
Michael
mind it.
Chandler.
Are you guys out of your mind?
Connor.
Yeah.
Sean Strickland.
Izzy.
Wow, rematch.
This is good so far.
No Bickle.
Shemaev.
Yeah, Shemaev.
All right, sick. We did it.
Wow.
We did it.
Good card.
Yeah, it's a good card.
Don, you can rest easy now. The car's made.
Renee Dance Revolution. Is Ewing and his coach the best unassuming surprise ever? Watching and realizing how good he is. Joe's saying, this guy's good over 7 times. That's why I love the sport. Side note, Anik's call of this is the first time a Ewing lit up the garden in years is a great call for sure. Have you warmed up to it by now? By the way, I had no problem. Anik's call was great. And I don't think he meant any malice when saying it. And I don't even think he said this is the first time. He was like, a Ewing letting it, that was good. It was the other jabronis online, and they know who they are with the little, comments.
Say their names. Let's call them out.
Bronstetter. Bronstetter is hater number 1 when it comes to all things Knicks. He's been a hater. He always says that the Raptors get the better of the Knicks when it comes to the trades. Yeah, how'd that OG trade go? And then he brings up the Oakley-Camby trade. Like, Oakley... The Knicks won that trade. Knicks made it to the finals with Marcus Camby. Kyle Lowry. They didn't get Kyle Lowry. Oh, okay, great. Wonderful. So Bronstetter, number 1 hater, and then all the other people, can shove it as well. Love Bronstetter, but he knows he's the number 1 hater. Number 1 Knicks hater on the planet. So he said something like, what did he say? He said
Ewing could win the championship.
Which made no sense. He said Ewing would be the first guy named Ewing to win a championship at Madison Square Garden. And then I came back with that's cute, but Patrick Ewing won the Big East championship twice at MSG and once as a coach in 2021. And then he came back and so did Patrick Ewing Jr. Okay, thank you. And I'm sure everyone in New York was very excited about a victory for a Maryland-based school. Number 1, yeah, they were. Everyone loved Ewing, especially when he came back as a coach. And number 2, why would they be excited about a dude from Anaheim winning at Madison? You just refuted your whole stupid thing. Your whole stupid joke has just been refuted. And then people were trying to say the Big East title isn't important. GC, as a lover of college sports, is the Big East title prestigious?
Yeah, in college hoops it is.
It's a huge deal, especially in the 80s. I did a documentary on that. I worked on a documentary on that era. The 80s, St. John's, Villanova, Georgetown, Syracuse. That was college basketball. That was tougher than the actual tournament. Lou Carnesecca, St. John's, Chris Mullen, St. John's, Pearl Washington, Jim Boeheim, Syracuse, Patrick Ewing, and John Thompson, Georgetown. Are you kidding me? Gary McLean, Rolly Massimino, Villanova. Don't come at me with your college basketball meshugas, all right? James Portland, JDM is a plus 2,000 to be the welterweight champion on December 31st, 2026. Are you taking this, GC?
No, unfortunately not.
It's tough.
It's a long road back with how many contenders there are. Obviously, if Islam remains champ, I don't know what changes in a second fight from him not being able to implement the same game plan. So, yeah. I'll be rooting for him, though.
Love Jack.
Love Jack.
Kit's Corner. Hello, Ariel. First, I want to say you are the best interviewer in sports today. Wow. Who is to check?
guy's a D1 glazer, bro.
I meant to hit the other one. I'm sorry.
And I don't think that's a hot take at all. You remind me of an early 2000s Jim Rome. Wow. Put it on the board. No. What does he say? Rack 'em. Day after day, it's great. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. And that's an unbelievable compliment. And that means a lot to me. I used to listen to Jim Rome while driving around with my mom, and he would take long pauses, and she would say, "Why is this guy taking such long pauses?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I appreciate it. He's thinking. He's pondering." Anyway, okay, so the UFC has 756 fighters on their roster and probably another 150 plus employees. So let's say, for conversion's sake, 900 people employed by the UFC. How many of those 900 do you think listen or have listened to your show? Jesus, I didn't think we were getting there. I didn't proofread any of these today. I don't know. Let's say 65%. But this is tough. I mean, it's impossible to.
It's tough.
But there's probably a lot of people at the UFC now that like don't even know who I am because I haven't been there for so long. You know. Steven Seagal Sensei, the Helwani Nose Awards are nearing, and you can smell it in the air with Ethan Ewing's performance still fresh. How about adding a new category this year? Debut of the year, guys. What do you say?
No.
I actually don't mind it. Some people like to do Rookie of the Year, but I feel like that's like too UFC specific. And I guess Debut of the Year would be ours are all encompassing. You know what I mean? Like it's not like UFC Fighter of the Year, UFC Knockout of the Year. So Debut of the Year, Ethan Ewing is not a debutant, so he actually wouldn't qualify. Do you know what I mean?
Wait, so Debut of the Year would have to be from somebody making their first pro fight?
This guy is thinking UFC Debut of the Year, but I don't like to do.
But what would you how would you qualify for a debut?
Would he not qualify then?
Why wouldn't he qualify? Because he was 7-2.
Is it like debut? So the only person that we would qualify is first fight.
I understand when people do like UFC Debut of the Year, UFC Rookie of the Year, but you can't actually call it Debut of the Year, Rookie of the Year because technically they're already fighters. They've been fighting for years. So
we could do promotional debut of the year.
Okay, yeah, you could do that. But then, like, how do you decide?
Promotion.
Yeah, it gets.
It's the number one league. It's the top.
I know, but
also let's just recall I did say no immediately when we brought this up.
All of our categories are not promotional specific.
No.
All right.
Pass.
Jesus.
Kuro's dad, Ariel, do Jake Paul's opponents get any payments for accepting the fight? I mean, yeah, they get a massive freaking purse. What are you talking about?
What the fuck?
Not show win, but like something like a sign-on payment upon accepting a contract. I mean,
Joshua's doing it for free.
I guess what he's trying to say is like, is there like a signing bonus?
Who cares?
They're getting paid.
Yeah.
Well,
have you seen this thing where people are saying like, oh, like he's gonna pull out in 2 weeks or 2 weeks before the fight, and Jake's just gonna get the street cred?
Joshua's gonna pull out?
Yeah, like none of this is actually happening. It's just a deal.
Don't believe that for 1 second.
I mean, I hope so. I mean, I hope it's happening. I'm going to freaking Miami for a 1-hour press conference.
Joshua's not pulling out. Again, as we've outlined many times, easiest payday of his life for the worst opponent he's ever faced in his boxing career, likely.
Yeah.
I had brain fart about this fight. I thought it was happening in London the whole time until someone rang me and they're like, Miami, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what are you talking about, mate? And he was like, the fight is happening in Miami. I was like, it's happening in Wembley. And he's like, I live in London. And I was like, all right, fair enough. Right, you're right.
Pizzi booked the flight.
I saw an incredible tweet, guys. Who would have thought after all these years of us talking about Jake Paul, KSI, and Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, that the fight we get is Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua?
Guess that means KSI has to fight Tyson Fury.
Hell yeah. Sign me up.
Is this going to be, tournament. This fucking Fury Joshua thing is going to be worse than Mayweather Pacquiao? By the time.
At this point, we're reaching that. I'd still watch it with bells on, but we're reaching
watch the shit
It needs to be Joshua's next fight after this.
Oh my God. Especially if he wins. Like, enough of this tune-up nonsense. Kyle Grant, true or false, guys? Weili fights for the 115 belt in 2026.
True.
Yeah.
Weili is the 115 champ at the end of 2026.
True.
Yeah.
Shevchenko fights for the 135 belt in 2026.
No.
Maybe 27.
Yeah, false.
Yeah, false.
Shevchenko's the 35 champ at the end of 26. Obviously false. Right?
Yeah.
Ariel from Grant, do you think a UFC fighter who is struggling to build a platform or fan base would benefit from doing a liberal left-wing gimmick?
No.
It'd be funny. It'd be fucking very funny.
Could you imagine? By the way, Kevin Lee, do you remember when he won at Madison Square Garden? He knocked out Gregor Gillespie and he shouted out Bernie Sanders, and it was
what a
so
moment that was.
random.
Yeah.
And I think he's since walked it back.
Do you
That's
remember
the closest we've
line
gone
about
to.
Sean Strickland when he won the belt, and he was like, "My name is Sean Strickland,
Yeah.
and my pronouns are."
Yes. Oh my God, that was amazing.
Magic.
I don't know.
Oh fuck.
I actually think it would be kind of interesting, but I don't even
Somebody
know.
doing a left wing Kobe gimmick.
Yeah,
like,
a total left wing.
Yeah, I don't know. If
Going anti-Trump.
Yeah,
he would get murdered.
I don't think it would go over so hot.
Listen, he'd. I was gonna make a joke,
but maybe that's how
it wouldn't be about cutting promos. What would it even be like?
Okay, so he says here, he gives us an example.
Oh, hey,
for example, if Aaron Blanchfield cut a pro Mamdani promo after her win on Saturday, do you think that would ultimately be a net positive or negative for her stardom?
Negative? Are you kidding me?
It would. It obviously wouldn't go over well among the fan base, but it would get a lot of people talking about her, and that's the name of the game these days. P.S. I don't know Blanchfield's political views, but you get the point.
I guess, yeah, people that aren't that into the sport and they see the
here's the perfect
Donnie Blanchfield get the finish, throw her mouthpiece.
Yes.
And they're like, that's our girl.
Perfect
Are
litmus
you trying to
test.
tell me if Mamdani showed up at MSG, Dana White wouldn't give him the royal treatment like he gives Trump every time? That's what he said he'd do.
9:55 walkout on the pay-per-view.
By the way,
You have to remember, it wasn't like when the right wing gimmick popped up, it wasn't like the environment is like it is now. So maybe now is the time for somebody to do the left wing gimmick and make that popular and then flip the pendulum.
Number one, I thought Mamdani was going to show up, if only because he's actually a big pro wrestling fan. We went to that AEW show.
Yeah,
he's been to those, and is a big fan. So I thought maybe he'd want to be at a Madison Square Garden if he's a fight fan. Number two, I feel like the perfect litmus test for this is ask the most woke person on the team, Frank, if he would like Aaron if she cut a promo like this. So Frankie, what would you think if that happened?
I think the liberal fighters just act normal.
Oh.
And they don't need to go above and beyond.
What if
there it is?
What if
liberals are normal, conservatives are free?
Yeah.
Franklin.
Can I make a joke here? But I promise it's not malicious at all.
Oh boy, I don't know.
I don't
Not
know.
working.
Anything where you have to couch it, we're gonna pass.
We don't need it. We don't need a trigger warning.
It's not worth the hell, just
They'll do it.
Don't do it.
I mean, you could have done it, but now we've received the trigger warning.
Do you know what I'm going to say? Does anyone know what I'm going to say?
Just don't.
That's why we want.
I was going to suggest hiring.
Don't.
Joshua. For Frank, blind rank these 5 Allison Chains. No, no one cares.
First on the nose question that got half
No one
in the
cares.
board.
To that
We're
person
still
who wrote
talking
it,
about her?
Then Bones is number 1.
Coleman T says, "Hey guys, what's the worst thing you've had to endure while watching UFC fights? I asked because I was in the most pain I've ever been in my life, passing kidney stones on Saturday. Have any of you guys passed kidney stones?
No,
you
I drink too much water,
dude. It's a nightmare.
Nah, drink.
I've never felt any. I had a kidney stone in 2002, and I will never forget the pain. Crippling pain. I had it for 2 weeks. Crippling.
Ugh. I had one for an hour.
As I rolled in my bed, I realized, what the fuck is my life?
Maybe turn off the UFC.
Yo, as I rolled in pain on my bed, as Leon gets starch bad, I realized, what the fuck is my life right now? This sucks. Doing much better, but my heart still hurts for Leon.
Yeah, that's not great. Your boy getting knocked out while you're passing kidney stones is not great.
Fuck, man.
That's horrible. I can't top that, so I don't have.
It's awful. Shooter McGavin says, "Hello, Ariel and BITB. Any idea what will happen to the ESPN MMA shows? Do you think talent will come over, or will Paramount put in their own crew?" I think a lot of the analysts, like the Chaels or the Anthony Smiths or the Dominic Cruz, I think all those guys will go over. The Karen Bryants, the Laura Sankos, they will all go over for the most part. The DCs. I'm curious what they're going to do with the YouTube channel, which of course we, so famously launched back in 2019, much to a lot of people's dismay. I got a lot of pushback back then. They may not admit it now, but they did not want to start an MMA YouTube channel. Of course, it's the hottest thing going today. My prediction with the YouTube channel is they'll rebrand it to a WWE channel now that they're in the WWE PLE business. And that will be that.
What happens to Best Bets?
It's a good question. We'll have to
Everybody
ask.
wants to know.
We'll have to ask. Who is to check?
Who's to check?
Liam says, free Joey Parker. What are your thoughts on the UFC getting Islam to fly to Qatar for the fight nights this Saturday? If Ian gets an impressive finish, have them face... He ain't going. I mean, he might go, but I don't think he's walking in the ring. The champion walking into the ring.
I don't think that's happening.
You know what I mean? Antoine, longtime listener, first time on the nose. Antoine representing from Montreal, Quebec. Can we acknowledge how good Volkanovski is? Did he not give Islam his biggest challenge? I just think for a 45er, coming that close to beating Islam is quite impressive considering how Islam is running through the competition. Any word on Volk's next fight? Thanks for all the great work from the team at Uncrowned. Yeah, I think it'll be in February. GC's second roommate. Is this the best crop of welterweights all time, Mr. Helwani? Up there. Even when GSP was champ, I don't know if the crop was this talented. You know? Maverick says, PT asked on Monday's show if anyone has ever been down 0-2 then won the trilogy fight. Surprised no one mentioned Max Blessed Holloway versus Dustin Poirier.
Oh, shit. Good show.
Who the fuck is we?
Ariel, you were saying Gann's team was angry with you for stating your opinion regarding the eye poke situation. Have you reached out to him or his team to come on the show, tell his side of things? Yes, I did. And I was rebuffed.
Just for shits and giggles, I looked up the 2013 welterweight rankings, October 28th, 2013.
Well, that's fun.
GSP.
Tit for tat.
Johnny Hendricks.
Pretty good.
Carlos Condit, Rory McDonald, Jake Ellenberger, Damian Maia, Nick Diaz, Martin Kampman, Jake Shields, Matt Brown, Robbie Lawler. I'm going to say, yeah, that was better, man. Like, we were doing better back then.
Perhaps here's the thing. Those guys were kind of reaching the end. The ceiling, I think, is a lot higher with these dudes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're forgetting.
No, you're right.
I know, but it's yet to be seen what a lot of these guys' careers are.
Exactly.
Like, there's not a name on here that I'm
you're 100%
product's
right.
different as well.
But we're judging based on knowing how those careers turned out. Like, who knows what Morales becomes, or what Shavkat becomes, or what Ian Gary becomes, or what Pratchett becomes, or Sean Brady becomes. You know what I mean? So it's a good question. Maybe it's not as one-sided as we thought, but here's an interesting one. Christian Juarez, everyone that watches boxing should be happy because, one, Joshua's making the easiest money. That's it. You know what? I saw that too. It's like, yo, man, a lot of these guys retire broke. Great. If you're a Joshua fan, just be happy the guy's getting paid. And I get it. Oh, like, what did you want? You want him to fight some nobody guy in Ghana next month? He's getting to fight on Netflix.
This is fun.
Come on, stop it. Every Jake hater should be looking forward to this because this is what everyone has been waiting for. This is all positive for Joshua as this is a warm-up for him as well. New York Rick is the GOAT.
Agreed.
Fair point.
He is a GOAT, yeah.
Patrick McCrate says, GC, you mentioned on the last Fight Feast that action was your white whale. May I propose your next white whale?
Please.
Fight Feast X. You know what
James
he's going to say.
Tahuno?
Cooking with Volk collab from Volk's farm in Australia.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is the white whale. I mean,
I saw Ash in the comments there.
Yeah.
He's setting it up.
Yeah. Ash in the comments, Big Bo Castro and Volk, Plinio. Plinio was actually the first invite. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Yeah, we're manifesting something new now. We said that right when we got on the episode of Boys in the Back last week. But yeah, Volk is definitely the white whale. Volk's
that would be incredible.
Yeah, we got to fly down to the farm.
Joe Mers says, with the AJ Paul announcement, do you have any idea who will be on the undercard? I think some of the fighters are going to move over from the card that was supposed to happen this past Friday. Alicia Baumgartner. I definitely think that Baumgartner and Sugar Neeks Johnson is going to move over. There were a few PBC fighters on that card. They won't move over. This gentleman is asking if any Matchroom fighters are going to be on, perhaps like a Pat Brown. That would be incredible. I think Pat Brown is phenomenal. And I totally got that one wrong. We were joking on the show last year with Ade that like, oh, they're making such a big deal. Like the guy hits like a freaking truck. He just fought in Orlando a couple of weeks ago. But I don't know of the breakdown right now. I don't know of the breakdown and who else is going to be on it. They haven't announced a single one, to be honest. Okay, just a couple more here. Just a couple quick ones. Francois Crabapple says only one fighter at 322 landed 100 significant strikes. Anyone know the answer to that? Who is that person? The answer is Mysterious Frank's quote, Fatima Klein.
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hunter Biden's crackpipe says, Ariel, you're a legend, but your comments about 50's performance during Eubanks' walkout proves you don't know dick about music. It's near impossible for artists to sound good in those situations, and 50 sounded incredible. Why can't they have like the instrumental version, and why can't he just rap to that? It's the same mistake, by the way, that they made when Fat Joe sang before Game 3 of the World Series. You can't have the music, because what happens is, I'm trying to find a thing here, he's like holding, and so it's like, what was the song? What was the song? It was like, many men wish death upon me, and it's singing, and then he's like, okay, PT, sing the song. Go ahead.
Many men wish death upon me.
Death upon me.
I don't know.
Blood in my eyes. Like, he's just trying to like.
Oh, just throwing on the end, right? Yeah, he's just singing.
It's annoying.
The last bit
just do the instrumental and then have him sing it. How hard is that?
Do that at some point? Did the backing track not drop off at one point?
Frank, you know I'm
Wankster.
Right.
I believe it was
right.
Wankster.
Yeah, it all depends on how much you're willing to pay for what performance. So if they weren't able to be like, hey, we're going to pay you for a full performance, he's like, I will do some ad-libs to the pre-recorded track and be done with it.
Brantley says, hey, Ariel. Thank you for that, Frank. If you had Dana White in studio tomorrow.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. The biggest, I didn't listen to a word.
I did listen. It's a matter of how much you paid.
We're on it. It's cool. Is that the pop you wanted? I get it.
The hot take, all the walkouts with the rappers suck.
It's fair. Although I will say this. So it's different. I thought Amanda Serrano did it really well in July.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
The girl came out, she sang.
Bingo.
And then Amanda came out.
It needs to be separate.
Yes.
Just like Terrence Crawford had the Taporia band playing and then Tool.
Yes. Remember when Crawford came out with Eminem? That was crap.
Eminem just stood there?
He just stood there.
He just walked next to him.
Yeah.
The best of all time was Lil Wayne and Dustin Poirier.
Oh my God, that was awful.
Who the fuck is we?
Yeah, they didn't even,
It was incredible.
He didn't even have a fucking microphone.
All time.
Oh, here's Ryan Bruce who says, Ariel, you grew up jamming to Blink 182 like me. I adored Blink 182. I took her out. It was a Friday night. I walk alone to get the feeling right. She said, you should check out MGK's. I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of MGK now. I had no idea. Tickets to My Downfall album produced by Travis Barker. That's my guy. I love Travis.
MGK on the show soon?
I would love to have Travis. I would love to have MGK. I love all these guys. This reminds me of my youth. I used to go to the Limp Bizkit concerts. I mean, you guys don't know. I used to have like the really baggy shorts. Like they would go all the way to my ankle, the shorts. I would wear,
You're a Limp Bizkit fan?
I was going to say, how many Limp Bizkit concerts did you go to?
The other day he came in
I
the
think I went
studio,
to
like,
like
give
2
me
or
something
3.
to break.
Yeah, Frank, I was singing Limp Bizkit.
And then he grabbed a water bottle and chucked it.
I did it all for the nookie. Nookie. I'm always afraid to sing songs because I'm afraid to slip up and say the wrong word. Anyway, he performed at the halftime show at the Grey Cup. Yes, I know. I've been listening to it. He was phenomenal. Did you guys go back?
Now you're going back to the Grey Cups?
Nah, man, I didn't go back and watch
I've actually been listening to the Grey Cup.
You're listening to the Grey Cups?
It was that good.
No, it wasn't.
It was that good. Do me a favor.
It's nope.
Yeah, this is
so wrong.
This is insane.
I cannot watch it.
It's so wrong. It's so wrong.
Look, 9 teams played really hard all season to get to that point.
It was a great performance. MGK, you won on? Remember when Stipe used to walk out to the...
yes.
You won on?
I'm from CLE till I die. Till I die. Band on till I die.
It's
Remember
like
that?
he's right here with us.
Come on, MGK. I call him up real
You
quick.
think a man who performed the halftime at the Grey Cup is watching this show? He's too big time.
Bro, Tony Khan came on.
MGK, come through.
Fabricio, a.k.a. Poppy Live. I haven't heard from him forever.
Poppy Live, the legend. You know the vibes.
Can we get it? Yes, an uncrowned meetup at the nation's capital for the WH event. Yo, we're going to be up in that. We're going to be up in that.
There's going to be like 6 people allowed there. It's not happening.
No, we'll be in D.C.
We
be
will?
in the capital. I thought we had discussed this.
I think we will be there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pep Guardiola.
It's a quick Amtrak
I don't know.
ride.
You and Tommy Fury are having problems entering the country, it seems.
We've got some spurious friends. What can I say?
Who's to check? Frankie, any super chats? Wow, 45? We got through 45 things?
Yeah,
That's
man,
a
you're
record.
a fast reader.
Ever sit back and just do this after a long day? Yeah.
Looking the ball out of the sky.
What do we got, Frankie?
So the first one here says, assume rumors of Shafkat's return in January are true. Him versus Usman on the first Paramount card, #1 contender. Morales versus Gary if he gets past Bilal for next up. JDM versus Prochas, fight night main event, first quarter, 26.
Jeez. Well, you know what happens when you assume, Bode. You make an ass out of you and me. Can you read that one more time? I just wanted to digest it.
Assume rumors of Shavkat return in January are true. Him versus Usman on the first Paramount card, #1 contender.
Oh, wait, you skipped the question. I'm seeing another one on top of this. Are we skipping that on purpose?
Who's to check, man?
Okay.
Who's to check?
Assume rumors of Shavkat. Yeah, I could see that. But I feel like they're going to do Protest versus someone who just won. But, I mean, JDM was the champ. His stock doesn't fall. Stock doesn't fall too much. I'm seeing something about Ali comments about me on the BYM pod. I don't want to watch this. What, the haters, what is it, like the player haters ball? It's like all the haters sitting around just talking smack.
That's a great sketch.
That's exactly what that is. By the way, he did another show. I didn't even
Johnson and Buck Nasty.
another media appearance for this guy. Unbelievable.
He's on a tour,
what
man.
What the people want. That's what the people want.
What else, Frankie? What else?
Ali, come through. Sorry.
Yeah, come through, Ali. Let's have a chat.
Time to test the self.
Has to be in America though, because
you know
I know.
fucking
Sorry, go ahead.
Time to test the self-proclaimed NBA historian. Who was Jason Kidd's coach during his rookie year?
Oh wow.
Who's he playing for, the Nets?
No, he's drafted by the Suns.
He was drafted by the Suns.
Or was it the Mavericks?
He was drafted by the Mavericks. No,
was it the Suns or Mavericks?
He was drafted by the Mavericks. And I'm going to say Don Nelson.
All right, let's wait to see if they super chat the
It was Dick Mata, and he was drafted by the
Mavericks. Former Los Angeles Clipper coach, I believe, had the most losses at one point in NBA history. Then he went to the Suns. Then he went to the Nets. What else, Frankie? What else?
Hello, Tony. What's the word on Ring of Honor getting a TV streaming deal for 2027?
Well, we answered that.
Yeah.
What else?
Well,
there's a lot of questions here to Tony Khan. What are we supposed to do about that?
Bring him back.
Read them real quick. You try to answer.
Tony, quick question. Okay, we did not address this one. Sorry, Jared. What else? Okay, I asked that one. How's he feel about the impending WBD sale? Okay, 1 point for me. What else? Chat is full. Okay, Frank, you're not reading anymore or what?
You started to read these. This chat is full of mouth breathers, copy and pasting verbatim. Cornette, Piskov, Bully Ray, Mitchell from New York.
Is this what was happening? Is this what was happening?
Look, I think we got a lot of new fans in the chat.
Oh, shout out!
And they were testing they were practicing their right to send super chats.
Were they enjoying the chat?
It sure seemed like they did. They sent a lot of money in.
Okay, wow. Okay,
yeah.
Keep going. Thank you, guys.
Tony Khan is
I have no idea where this money goes.
Professional wrestling.
Thank you.
To the uncrowned holiday.
I don't know why I'm saying thank you, but yes.
I don't know why it did either.
Shout out to Tony Khan for being one of the coolest people and giving my family and I a great 6 years. Bring Double or Nothing back to Phoenix.
Amen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only sad incels enjoy shows based on rating numbers.
Okay, yeah. They care a lot about ratings. Oh, awesome.
Fed bots in the chat. Dynamite is unwatchable.
Oh dear. Okay, what else?
JD from NY206 watchers are the IWC's Magamora.
Okay, what else?
Interesting take there.
Bigfoot actually goes.
Is Bigfoot actually the ghost of an alien?
Bigfoot Silva? No, he's not. What else?
Real human being.
Shout out GC with the corduroy. That's hard as fuck. Frank, hit the federal prison drop.
It is hard.
Man, people love the chords, baby.
Fucking prison.
Yeah, it's very cozy.
Shout out, man.
What else?
I think congrats to Pizzi and the boys. Treat Hamir well.
Who's that?
The Icelandic.
That's our coach, Hamar Helmsen.
Yeah.
Did you know that off the top of the dome, Frankie?
Absolutely not. I looked it up.
Okay.
What else?
You asked Dakota about Valentina, but you never asked Valentina about Dakota. Why? They're going to be fighting at the White House after all.
Why?
From personal staff.
First of all, they actually won't. And second of all, you're right. I probably should have asked her about her. I feel like I did one time.
Both the fighting mothers thing, I think you asked about, like both of their mothers are celebrated.
But the other thing is, like, did you not surmise from Valentina, like, she's not one to like talk smack about other opponents and whatnot. It's certainly not other ones who work for other promotions. But fair, I could have asked the question.
Why must it be smack?
What I enjoyed about the chat with Valentina, especially when you do like an in-studio chat with someone who you have often, but you don't have them in studio often, is that you're able to like talk a bit about the come up, about the backstory, things like that. Like her backstory. Oh, what else, Frankie?
All right, and lastly, a lot of sucking and fucking chatter last week.
Bro.
Me, likey. I can't believe Ariel let the world know that Frank is down to fuck. Cheers, y'all.
Whoa.
Hashtag call HR immediately.
This was filthy. What?
By the way,
This is what you let through?
Yeah.
I feel a bit
Like
filthy.
Listen,
The amount of things you censor, and then this
I
is
copy and paste all of them.
Jesus.
Sucking on fucking
as
should
much
never-
as like Ali. Like Ali should get read over that.
My mom's watching, please.
Yeah, bro.
They're not wrong though. All of these things.
Apologies, Mrs. Brooks.
Yeah.
Also, Frank reading out DTF was really necessary.
Seriously.
I listened to that back and I pissed myself laughing. That was very funny, Ariel.
Which
Frankie
one?
and DTF.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's down for anything. I mean, what?
Gentlemen, tomorrow on the program, it's going to be another great day. We're going to have Frank Smith in studio.
Woo!
Get his thoughts on the big AJ fight, the New York Rick to my Eddie Hearn.
Love it. Frank's a good dude.
Love Frank. David Otunga. Are you familiar with David Otunga, guys?
Yeah, WWE.
Lawyer. Actually was once
Jennifer Hudson? Did I make that up?
Jordan's.
Hold on.
Who is it?
Yes.
That was like his big thing. Anyway, he's
yes,
gonna be on.
he was married to
Jennifer Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson.
Wait, what was that, Andy?
Star of I Love New York.
He was also
Give
on.
him credit where it's due.
He was on
That's
I Love
where
New
he
York.
became famous.
Wait a second. Is this another reality show?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
oh,
you don't know who New York
Ariel.
is?
No.
Wait a second. Andy, you know who David Otunga is?
Yes.
Are you excited about this guest booking?
Very interested.
He's a good-looking guy. I'm not gonna lie.
He was,
He's
interesting.
Oh,
in the
damn.
show.
Andy says he's chopped.
He's a nice slice of pie. No?
You said Uncle's chopped, bro.
All right. Anyway, he's got a YouTube channel. He talks about the law side of things. Good to pick his brain. Kyle Dawkins will join us in studio as well, coming off the big win this past weekend. So 2 in-studio guests. We may have a fourth guest, but haven't heard anything on that one.
James Tahuna?
Oh, yeah. Working on him as well.
Shout out to the Dark Knight.
Is that his nickname?
Yeah.
Wow. The Dark Knight. That's a great nickname. I had not heard that one. And that's it. Other news and notes, but I think we're good. I got to go do an interview now with...
We're good.
Are you guys all good?
I'm good.
All right.
I'm okay.
I wanted to give you your flowers for such a great interview with Tony Khan earlier.
Oh, wow.
You asked a lot of serious questions. He didn't dodge them, but you didn't ask the one question I wanted the answer to, which is, did he watch the episode where we had his head superimposed on the screen, bouncing around while we were keeping
What was
track
that?
of
We did the bouncing screen.
Oh my God, I forgot about
We
it.
should have played it for him.
By the way, that just shows how far we've come.
Yeah.
I forgot about that when Fulham played for us and beat us like 3-0.
Yep.
And it was awful.
Yeah, and then we bounced Tony's.
And we did.
Should we call him
By the way,
back?
I feel like he's a good sport. I think he would have enjoyed
I think you would
that.
have laughed about that. Yeah.
Wow, I forgot about that. Man, let me tell you something. I was in Montreal. We were going back and forth. In a million years, I did not expect this to happen. But I am appreciative. And there are people in that company that have gone to bat for us. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I mean, it's a rare opportunity to speak to someone for an extended period of time. I'd love to have any head of a sports league or two join us in studio. And it is better in person. He is right. It's just a different vibe. I don't know what it is, but when you're like in person with someone and you're kind of going back and forth, it's like a nice game of padel. You guys ever play padel?
Paddle.
Yeah.
Paddle.
Depends on where you're from.
Nah, it doesn't.
Are you a Padel guy? You go to Padel House?
Hang on, is this fucking real thing? Is it called Padel?
Do you go to Padel House?
I was just.
What the fuck,
I was
Juicy? Are
just
you
trying
messing
to.
with me here?
I was
No,
trying to
this is real.
sound a little bourgeois, PT. You'll figure it out. You'll get there one day. Gentlemen, it's been a great day. Thank you, Valentina Shevchenko. Thank you, Tony Khan. Thanks to you. Thanks to them. Back tomorrow, same time, place. Peace.